What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, it's a vibe, you know. I was watching some hoops. Currently watching some hoops. Game was pretty dope. Now it's getting a little out of hand, but I'm hoping that since there's still plenty of time remaining on the clock, 13 minutes, 40 seconds, maybe we'll make this thing look interesting on the back end. But you don't like you got too much confidence in that statement.
I think you just got to get ready for the tourney right now.
Talking a little Pitt hoops. Pitt versus Duke right now, ACC tournament quarterfinal in the background. And yeah.
There's these things called tough games. You know?
Okay, fair enough.
Just throw it away, throw out the tape, onto the tourney.
Fair enough, man.
That's what we're doing here.
Fair enough.
I will say this. My game breakdown for this one, though, is we couldn't stop the three for Duke. Like our defense wasn't bad. Like we were sticking with them. They were making some tough shots. They were making some tough threes.
Mm-hmm.
But our offense looked like a clogged toilet. Terrible. It was like we were constipated. I think we only had 4 points in like the first. It's probably 7 or 8 minutes of the game. We literally only had 4 points. Jamarius Burton was chucking balls up left and right, ball hogging it. And yeah, we just looked inept on offense. Now Duke, I got to give them credit. They apparently have a really good defense, and it showed in this game. But then we started to get it going. I think we got it. We got it around like 10 or 12 at one point. And then we just couldn't stop the three from Duke. Like we were holding them on defense. They were getting some late shots up, but then they just hit it. It's one of those things that's deflating.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, we have a good sequence here on defense. But then they just hit the three right at the end of it.
I'm hoping though, if you could get a little bit of a run, maybe you cut it back down out of that 20
down
range.
25 right now.
Yeah, he's got to get out that 20 range, man.
Stop.
If you could get it to like 12.
We're down 25. Yeah, okay.
Because 13 minutes left.
Hold
There's
on,
still plenty of time. That's
okay,
all. You know?
Okay, hold on. Your theory here. 13 minutes left. We're down 25 right now.
You got to cut it to like 15. If you can get it to 15 or 13.
It's all about timing, though, too.
Yeah, I need it by like 9 minutes, though. The 9-minute mark, you got to have it
15 around 9-ish. Okay.
Yeah. Because if you get it there, then anything can happen. You can make another run, you know.
Right.
But you got to get it down. It can't be 25 under 10 minutes.
After 15, you got to get it to like, can you get it to 7 or 8?
7 is the magic number, man.
3 or 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
And then after that, man, it's free throws and get
now
high.
Pitt's down 27.
Can you get a turn? Yeah, that was a big dunk on the inside right there. It's a big dunk. I'm gonna keep the optimism alive though, man. All right.
I'm just going. Hey, man, this is ACC tournament. What does it really mean? We're going for the natty.
Oh, all right.
We're going for the natty.
Fair enough, man. I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man.
You know what though? My random fact.
I was about to say, what you got for?
It's actually related to Pitt.
What Deke thought do we have today?
It's
Deke
related
thoughts.
to Pitt.
Let's go.
I think this was the moment where I just sat back and was like, "Yeah, I'm old."
Yeah.
This was the moment.
All right. Okay, here we go now.
Cole Leinart, Matt Leinert's son, got an offer to play quarterback at Pitt.
Whoa.
That's the moment for me, I think.
Whoa. What? Matt Leinart has a son that's old enough to play college football. I feel old as well. Oh, my God.
That's the one. I mean, you have...
Is he a freshman? Maybe he's a freshman. Is he a freshman in high school?
I don't know. He got an offer at Pitt. I don't think.
I was about to say, if he's a freshman in high school, maybe I feel a little bit better, but...
I don't think.
Holy cow, yeah.
Maybe he's a junior, senior. I don't know.
Because at least with like Frank Gore, it's like, yo, he was old. He played 50 years.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Asante Samuel. You got Asante Samuel Jr.
Right.
Like these dudes start
like early enough though.
Well, even that, and these dudes start to get on your radar whenever they're hitting the league, kind of. And this is the one.
The high school offer, like
Matt Leinart, yeah.
And I was a Matt Leinart fan. That's Reggie Bush.
Like even Bronny James, like Arch Manning's, Peyton Manning's older brother's kid.
It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't.
LeBron James with Bronny. It's not. I don't know. I don't know why this one. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm with
this
you.
This one's the one where it's like I'm old. Yeah, that's it.
You see how it made me cringe? I was like, oh God, nothing against the kid, but man, I feel Yikes!
Got an offer to Pitt. Dave Onstat's recruiting him on Twitter.
Shout out to Wani, man.
Yeah, he tweeted. Cole Leinart tweeted out, After a great conversation with Coach DeBazio, Coach Troop 3, honored and blessed to receive an offer from Pitt Football.
Let's go.
Coach Wannstedt quote tweets it, says, another class, smart, talented player. Out of Pitt.
All right.
And then he responded to Coach Wannstedt. He said, like, hey or something.
Let's go.
I'm just like, I'm old. I'm old now. Yep.
I'm old with you. That definitely makes two of us.
That's my random fact for the day.
Shout out to that,
Matt
man.
Liner's kid
I
got
like
an offer
that.
from Pitt.
I like that. That was major. That is crazy, though, at the same time. Lord. Yeah, that's how it goes, I guess, man. That's how it goes. But, man, I'm excited today, though, man. We're going to get to some of these draft topics. We had them on table yesterday, man, but y'all know we cut up every once in a while on a Wednesday. So, we're going to talk a little Steelers because they did have their combine meetings. Got to talk about some of those guys, stock up, stock down. But more importantly, it is Thursday, Deke. Deke got the text message late last night. I tried to hold off as long as I could. It's mock draft day. We tapping into your mock drafts. We got a couple on deck. Can't wait to look at them. So, with that being the case, man, let's start the show like how we always do. Go ahead, let us know where you are tuning in from in the comment section. And after that, we'll give you that big boy shout out to start today's show. But make sure you hit that like button on the front end and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so just yet.
Andre Anderson, 918 on the res today.
Okay. Let's get it.
Richard Arbiza, the 310, Carson, California. Big prayers once again for official momentum in the fam.
No, facts, man. For
He says my mock is definitely getting an A.
Oh, okay. Say A+ graded him right then. All right. And I was going to say, yeah, for those that don't know, man, with official momentum, man, the father passed away, man, the other day. So, I definitely thoughts and prayers with him and his family, man. Absolutely.
Jimmy Carlo, the 321, Melbourne, Florida.
Okay,
Let's
shout out to Melbourne, man.
Tito Whitaker, 817, Fort Worth, Texas, in the house.
Let's go.
Michael Tiger, the 215, Philly. I got to read this one. Because you asked for an update. You said you wanted the scoop on what happened last night. Noah Coolblack says, Deke's still not over that horrific Madden performance last night.
Oh, whoa. Horrific.
I let us down. I let the city of Pittsburgh down yesterday.
What happened?
Road game in Cleveland. I let us down.
Oh, gosh. Are we getting details?
I will say Kenny let us down, too.
Oh, whoa. What?
Stat line was Tebow-esque.
Ew.
Tebow-esque.
And this was usually controlled.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, they screwed Kenny with his throwing motion and his ratings. I should have just kept running the ball.
No.
Najee had 100 plus after the first quarter.
What?
Should have kept running it. I mean, he started to
You got to
get acclimated a little bit. So I had to pick my spots, but literally, I think it was the first pass of the first quarter. I think I tried running it 2 times. I ended up with like a 3rd and long or something. Or it might have been a 2nd and long. Pick.
The first pass of the first quarter.
Yeah, after I had an amazing drive. I took it all the way down to the red zone. It was at least within the 30.
So you gave me the Trubisky pick. You said in the red zone. That hurts more than when it's outside.
Yeah. Muth was open. The ball just wasn't really where I intended it to be.
Come on.
There was.
Come on. First Cleveland?
You know what? I actually felt like I played good, too. I thought I played good defense. It was like the Eagles game, I would say, where he just had 3 or 4 plays that broke me. Everything else, I was sound. Got some sacks. Devin Bush had a strip sack.
Shout out to D. Bush. Let's go 5-5.
Yeah, it was just he had 2 really big runs with Nick Chubb. And he also had
this was user on user, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the league's filling up. We had 3 or 4 more users that hopped in last night on Twitter. I think we're like 4 or 5 teams away from all 32.
Let's go.
So most of these games are going to be user here on out.
Let's go.
So now I'm at 6-3. In the score, like you're probably thinking I got blown out. It wasn't even bad. Like it still came down to the wire. Because TJ got me another strip sack too.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Watson was fumbling all over the place.
Biz on defense,
and we took it back to the house.
Okay.
So that was a big one.
Okay.
I think I lost by 10. But it was like it was still a game all the way to the end.
Shout out to your defense, man. Your defense sound legit.
Dude, Tariq Woolen.
Did he answer the bell?
No.
It's not a good move?
No, it's still a good move, but I just needed more from him. There was one pass. He had absolute beautiful coverage on Amari
Yeah.
Cooper. He couldn't get the pick. It was like, and actually Amari Cooper somehow caught it.
Ew.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
George Pickens was dropping balls left and right. Just disappointing game. Really disappointing.
Now I see why you say you let the city down, man.
Yeah, I
Versus
felt really
Cleveland?
bad about
Ain't it was versus
yesterday.
Cleveland?
I felt bad.
Was the person controlling the Browns team from Cleveland as well, or were they a Browns fan?
I actually have no clue.
Okay,
think we
'cause
got-
I was
we-
like,
we
that
got-
could, that could just add.
We got
insult to
mixed
injury.
fanhoods, I think, with
Okay.
people. I think people are Steeler fans, but they just want to be in the league, so
Yeah.
they're taking any team.
Okay.
I don't know who he's a fan of, though. I think he follows the podcast, actually, so he might be a Steeler fan.
Okay.
He wanted to be. I think he wanted to be in the division, though.
Okay. Ramiro Rodriguez, he says, Deke, how can we join that league if you taking offers or invitations? If you extended invitations.
Well, the one guy threw up a super chat whenever he asked
did.
to join,
Yeah, he did.
and he's actually in the league.
Ooh, shout out. Okay.
So I guess, I mean,
All right.
hit me up on Instagram or
You
something.
heard what he said, man.
Even though you didn't drop a super chat,
You heard what he said.
I know you're a regular here in
You
the
heard
chat.
what he said.
Hit me up on Instagram.
Look,
Say you're from the podcast.
get him on the
It's
iJizzle.
PS5.
Get him on the iJizzle.
So I'm 6-3. Next
6-3.
match is against
Alright.
the Titans.
Bounce
Derrick
back.
Henry.
Get right, game. Let's go.
We got to.
Get
Like
right,
we
gang.
have to.
Get right, game.
We have to. We're slipping down the standings. Like we're
Yeah.
still in the playoffs right now, but still got like 8 or 9 games left. I gotta be taking care of business here.
Okay. Oh, and I believe it was Boom Man 318 that you might have been playing because he says, "Don't
That's who it
disrespect
was.
me like that. I'm definitely a Steelers fan." Salute
That is
you.
him. That is him.
Hey, you man, you know it's all.
That's exactly
love.
what he said. He
You
wanted
know
to be
it's
in.
all
He wanted to be in
love.
the AFC North. He wanted to play me twice.
Okay. Respect. Just had to check. You know I had to check. But you know I wouldn't trip. Yeah. All right. But let's get back then. Tapping in.
Yeah, it was a tough game, dude.
I'm glad, man. You gonna bounce back though. Titans. That's the one for you. You gonna feel good about the Titans game.
Oh yeah, we're selling out,
yeah.
stopping the run.
You got to. Yeah. Make Tannehill. Is Tannehill or they going Willis?
I don't know actually. I didn't do my scouting.
Yeah.
He's probably still got Tannehill.
Yeah.
Quan Summer, tuning in from the 323 LA.
Let's go.
California.
Shout out to LA. Let's get to
Yeah, because our corners are gonna be able to lock up those receivers.
Yeah, shoot. I'm trying to think. The best one was Trey Burks.
Yeah, but
He
I
ain't
got
doing nothing like
I got
that,
Jamel
yeah.
Dean, Tariq Woolen,
Yeah.
even like a Minka or Edmonds
Mhm.
if they get on them on a specific
Man, you
matchup.
might as well show up in goal line defense.
We're gonna be bringing heat.
Yeah.
Shays tuning in from the 209 Modesto, California.
Shout out to Modesto.
Co 859 tuning in from the 412 West Mifflin.
Oh, shout
Born
out
and
to West
raised, but
Mifflin.
now in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
859.
Now respect. Let's get it.
Jerry Kirkland, the 804 VA in the house. What's up, Moats and
2
D?
up, 2 down. Love that.
Quan 843 tuning in from the 843
All
South
right.
Carolina.
Let me tap in. I got a couple on my end, man. I got Mark Copeland tuning in from Stafford, UK. Shout out to the UK and Stafford. What time is it in Stafford?
Stafford.
Yeah.
Just like add 5. It's probably like 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. All right. You still got the juice. Let's see.
Oh, you're making me do it.
I want to check, man. I want to see if you
Stafford.
You used to have it, bro. You used to be A1 with your times. So let's see. You said 9 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, 9 o'clock p.m. is what Deke is saying. Let's see. This that boy. Y'all better stop playing with Deke,
Come
man.
on, dude.
Listen, y'all might not like Deke's takes all the time, but y'all better respect when he telling you what time it is geographically. I ain't never seen nothing like it. It's like, man, you like a savant when it comes to this time thing. I love it. I can't ever figure out the time. That's why I pull up on my phone or on YouTube.
I know UK is
Yeah,
just, you add 5
you got
hours.
the juice though, bro. Let's
And then you
go.
try to go from
Let's
there.
go.
So if it's a country that's east of the UK, maybe
Yeah.
add another hour.
Shut, man,
But
see,
sometimes they're in the
I
same
ain't-
time
I
zone,
ain't
so I
got
don't
it
know.
like that. I just asked Deke because Deke got it. Deke got the juice. Yeah.
I'll say a couple more. Jake Malesio, the 919 NC in the house as always.
Shout out.
Ethan Bowl, the 605 South Dakota.
Let's go. Wasn't I supposed to be shouting people out?
Maybe. Yeah, you said something about UK. And I dropped the right time.
It threw me off, bro. My bad. All right, I'm gonna get these last couple ones. Then after that, man, we'll get this thing started. All right, I got Quan Summer tuning in from LA, California. I don't know how the heck you do LA and California. Oh, I'm tripping. LA in California. Now I got what you're saying. Shout out to you. Then after that, Robert Bennett tuning in from the 757 Hampton University. finishing midterms and going back to the 609 New Jersey. Shout out to Hampton University, man. Always fun time over there, man. So we spent our little all-star game coming out of high school at good old Hampton. I got a question. Can y'all, I know they used to have them rules, man. You couldn't wear like tank tops there or, little do-rags, for us people with waves and everything. I like to have my little stocking cap on, but yeah, you couldn't do all that stuff there when I was going there. It was crazy. It was like, yo, I'm in my dorm. Nah, you can't walk around with just tank top on. You got to put a t-shirt on. Yeah, it was rules. It had rules, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But salute them, though. Salute Hampton University. Then after that, man, I got Rob Lightfoot tuning in from the 843 South Carolina. Gonna raise up one time. And I will end it with Troy Stevens tuning in from the 412 and the house with Moats and Deke on the backyard. Nah, salute you, man. I appreciate you, man. Hope you are enjoying yourself out there. Let's get it.
Well, first super chat of the day. Jonah Paul, what do y'all think about Nolan Smith at 32?
I mean, Nolan, he a dog, man. Nolan, in terms of him as a player, extremely explosive athlete. We saw that just based on his combine stuff. But when you watch him on tape, man, explosive out of stance, very, very strong in terms of how he plays. He's more of a bull rush guy, very stout against the run. I think we're going to talk about him later today too, man. But no, I like him. Nolan's dope. I don't know, at 32, I don't know.
I think his stock's getting him up there.
His stock is, the combine definitely gave him a major boost. Definitely did. But it just depends on, I guess, what you're looking for. I think he's a good player. I don't know if I love him at 32 per se, though. Like, really good against the run. Physical as heck when he's rushing the passer. Like I said, I like his game. I do, though. I definitely do.
I see some people questioning whether or not he can be moved to off ball.
I understand why they're questioning that. But I also understand why they would ask if they could move him there. He's not all the way a tweener, but he doesn't necessarily scream stand up outside linebacker. I don't know if he's fluid enough to play off ball like at the NFL. You know what I mean? Unless you're putting him as like a Sam backer and you're just essentially saying you're walked up outside leverage on tight ends, hands on them, but your everything is first to the flat, or you're going to carry it 10 to 12 and the safety's going to take over. If that's what you're asking him to do, then yeah, but that's more 4-3. But in terms of just like playing him in space, off ball, take this running back when he's coming out this thing, walk out here on this tight end, walk on the slot. Like, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that at this level. I know he tested well in terms of him just running, but as we talked about before, it's just a little bit different when you're talking about like the actual like gameplay. But when I watch him, I like him a lot. But it was one of those things that I was even questioning like how fluid he is as a pass rusher. Because like I love him as a run stopper. I love him when he's exploding out of his stance. I love his bull rush. But because he isn't this large mammoth of a man, you're going to have some issues at times bull rushing these type of tackles. So what's your counter? What else can you do? And that was some of the questions that I had about him a little bit. That's why when you said 32, I'm just kind of like, I like a lot of his game, but I don't know if I love it to that extent.
It's almost like the Anthony Richardson conversation.
Yeah.
You see a
like,
ceiling.
He has a ton of like intangibles,
but there's a lot of
ton
question
of stuff
marks
that he checks. Yeah. But then it's like, if I move him all bulk, how are his eyes? Is that gonna slow him down because he's thinking too much?
That's not worth a first round pick.
Yeah, like I don't want to take that chance, because if I draft you at 32, I need you to come out there and play. I don't want to be having to teach you how to play linebacker, teach you how to see coverage, teach you when the tight end goes underneath and that running back goes out there. Don't chase that running back. Wait on this tight end. Like, when they both go to the flat, how are you playing that? Like, I don't want to have to teach him that. I want him to already know that, or at least have a general understanding.
Yeah,
of
and why
that.
that's different from Richardson is Richardson actually has played quarterback.
Right.
Or you're talking about, hey, are we switching this dude to off ball? We don't
Nolan
even know
has
if he can
never
play the
played
position.
that, right? Nolan was just hand on the ground or standing up, but he was always going forward rushing. So with that, it's just very different what you're going to be asking him to do.
Let's Go UW has gifted an Arthur Moats membership to Quan Summer.
Oh, shout out to Let's Go UW. And actually, man, I don't know if it was just Quan Summer, because we actually got good mount that just popped up as well. But I want to make sure I shout all of you guys out. Make sure we got all the names. All right.
This happened before the show?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
nice.
it was probably like 10, around 10 names. Because I don't even see the Quan Summer one just yet. All right. But you said Quan Summer. So Quan Summer, President Nitty, Steel Tar Heel 704X, Jalen Reynolds. Then after that, we had Shay Z, Mr. Malvo, Trina Still Deep. I remember Trina. That was yesterday. And X Concepts Z1 and Tyrone Smith. And I did say that name that you just said, right?
Quan Summer.
Quan Summer. I thought I said that first, but I'll say
Said
Quan
at the
Summer
beginning,
again.
yeah.
But each and every one of you guys, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. All righty.
Well, next one.
And didn't we have a super that came in
late yesterday.
Yeah, right when we left the show.
Let me try to find it. Let me
All
read
right.
these next couple.
Yeah.
Because this one's pretty good. Steeler Nation on fire. Matt Filer might get cut from the Chargers. Do we bring him back?
What's the
Whoa.
price tag? He'll be very interesting.
Whoa.
Very interesting. I mean, you know the positional flexibility that he has. He could play both tackle spots. He could play both guard spots. Very, very productive against the run and the pass last time we saw him. I would need to obviously deep dive to watch his Chargers tape again. But, yeah, very familiar with this game. So, now we like him a lot. Price should be right on him. I mean, we know he got the big payday to go to L.A. So, yeah, I mean, I'm always for that. Shout out to my dog, too, man. I'm a Matt Filer guy. I'm a partner. Like him a lot.
What's your expectations for him if we bring him in?
He's going to push Dotson. Believe that. Believe that. He
Okay, so you're not viewing him as day one starter, bringing him in. It's competition, him and Dotson.
Well, yes, but I would say I'm slightly, like, my thoughts on Filer are always a little bit partial because of, like, the history of me playing against him, like, and him developing. So, like, I got to not think of practice squad Matt Filer or when he was just figuring it out Matt Filer. I got to think of him as, like, where he's at right now.
He was damn good for us his
That's
last
what I'm
2
saying.
years.
Yeah, but you got to think when we were seeing him in person, that was not the same Matt. So I always like struggle with thinking of those moments versus what we currently see now.
Oh, so you're
that's
saying
why-
it is a possibility if we bring him in. He
so
is
I'm like,
day
it
one
is
starter.
definitely a possibility. It definitely is. It's just certain things that I remember from him where I'm like, if that's still a part of his game, man, that's something that you're gonna question every once in a while. That's all.
Part of me thinks.
But like I also respect Dotson's game, and it's also more so a credit to Dotson versus a knock to Filer, if that makes sense. When I say like, yes, Filer could come in and start without a doubt. Filer could start in the league for a lot of teams, but I think Dotson has upgraded enough where it's not just going to be some.
And he's still
clear
on
cut.
the team.
Correct.
Where maybe you give him a little bit more benefit of the doubt there.
I just don't think it's going to be a clear cut. You're just going to come in here and just day one, you're infinitely better than Dotson. I don't think Dotson is to that extent. Dotson's still a good player. He just got to be more consistent. He has to, refine certain areas of his game.
Yeah, that dude's not lying in the chat. You just Google Matt Filer cut. Matt Filer identified as Chargers top cut candidate. A to Z Sports, Steelers potential reunion with Matt Filer. Makes perfect sense. Another one says Matt Filer identified Chargers candidate. Yeah.
Yeah. Make a run block. He moves people there. His big thing was just improving in the pass game, which he's definitely shown he could do. He's a lot better pass blocker as a guard than he was a tackle. Yeah. But he's super duper strong, man. We talk about his punch, hand placement. Once he grabs you, it's over. Fundamentally sound, extremely hard worker. Studies all the tape you need him to study. And no issues off field. Not a locker room issue guy. Like, quiet, going to work. He don't even want to talk. Like, he's just here to get better. Love him. Shout out to Matt, man.
Fish Momentum, what's good, guys? How are you? We're good.
Man, what's good? What's good? Hope things are better on your end, man.
AJ Martinez, yo, can you please give a shout out to my parole officer, Kara, for taking me to lunch yesterday? I mean, case manager. Blessings to all. Let's go.
Shout out, bro. All right, so I'm thinking I see that where you're at now. All right, so we did have a couple that came in super early for some reason.
Oh, okay. Is that what threw you off?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, because my first one is the Nolan Smith question.
That makes sense. Okay, because I had AJ Martinez also say, please give a shout out to my probation officer, Carr. We are having lunch at a 5-star, and the waitress, she's a goddess. Yo, D Brown, Fishing Momentum, Broberia. That's what I was like, yo, that's not the one you reading? But now I see where you at now, and I'm caught up to you. Yeah, that was just all what I saw, the chats, the membership stuff, that was all up there when I was looking. All right, so we good now. We caught up.
Russell Schwartz.
Shout out to AJ. AJ be funny, bro.
Russell says, Moats sent you my mock draft 1.0. Check it out.
Oh, all right. I tap in.
Brett Allison just giving us some support. Thank you.
Let's go. And speaking of that mock, man, shoot, we do be having a ton of mocks. I'm low-key thinking. I know how we always do Thursdays, me and Deke together, tapping on these mocks. I'm also thinking of, like, I don't know, just when I randomly research, I might just, like, review y'all joints on the fly, man, and throw up a vid or something like that. Just stay tuned, all right? Stay tuned. Sometimes I research Deke, and sometimes I just look at film, and I might just be like, you know, let's check out some of these extra, the mocks that didn't necessarily make the show, the mocks that didn't make the website. Let's talk about them mocks, all right? Because all mocks need love.
Yes. AJ Martinez says again, God bless to the Super Steelers chat.
Let's get it now, man. Y'all fired up. I love it, man. Love it.
Also says, Moats is cooking the plants in the back. What?
Man, I'm a green thumb plant guy, super duper veggie guy. Anybody that knows me knows I love my veggies. I don't waste my vegetables. Okay, Deke?
For sure.
Yep. Can't waste your veggies, man.
Yeah, don't be that type of person. Wasting food.
I never waste a veggie.
Wasting nutrients.
Can't waste a veggie, man. If it's green, it's mean.
Donald Copeland is asking about the strain of the day.
Well, today I was on the KK, the Khalifa. Yep. I have like a little bit left, and then after that, I don't know what I'll transition to next, but I got some good just hanging around waiting on me. But yeah, I was on that KK today. Shout out to Wiz, man. I even played a little We Them Boys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know why, but he's been doing like all these like concert, like, but it's like stadium series joints. So saw him at the end of the last football season when he came and performed at Acrisure Stadium. Was watching NASCAR like a couple weeks ago. He was performing there. I was watching another sporting event. Oh, the Lakers game. The Lakers game ended, or either the Clippers game or the Lakers game ended. And in the background of Staples Center, Wiz is performing a concert again. And he always play the same ones. We Them Boys, Black and Yellow. What's the other one?
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah. That one. Yep. So it was like, I just keep hearing the same ones over and over. But every time I hear it, it makes me want to like research. So I research to put on some Wiz. Shout out to Wiz, man.
Tyler LaQuatra, is Pickens and Austin the next Metcalf Lockett?
I mean, I hope so. The thing is this, man. We are excited about Pickens, and rightfully so, because he has shown us a lot. With Calvin, we're still excited because of the combine that, you know, he had that crazy fast time. But we gotta get him in this thing, man, get him healthy, and then after that, man, let him show us what he can do. Because if he can develop into that, that's awesome. But at the same time, we also got to have some, you know, just, I don't want to say realistic expectations, but I don't want us to put too crazy of expectations on Calvin just yet, because we actually have not seen what he's truly capable of, whether that be good or bad at this level just yet.
Agent Martinez, I'm tripping in New Mexico from Moats' home plants. The greeneridge and the force is strong. Is anyone else feeling the power through the cell phone?
Hey, I don't know if you can feel it, but you can smell it on me. Actually, you can't even smell it like that no more, man. Shout out to the volcanoes of the world, man. You know, you smell anything here, Deke?
No, I got a stuffy nose.
Well, yeah, if it was the, you know, leaf being burnt in that normal manner, then you would still be smelling it.
I'd get a hint.
You know?
Although, combine that with me still having effects from COVID.
Remember you told
I'm telling
me
you,
that, bro.
I have never gotten my full senses back.
That is
smell
crazy.
or taste.
I would be so upset if I could not
I'm just used to it now.
Smell and fully taste
It's like
these
dull.
amazing vegetables that the good Lord has provided me with, man. Like, it's something about when that veggie hit my tongue, I just sit back and I just do this.
Yeah, I've been wanting to
I
try
some
some
water
of the
sounds, man. Yeah.
DIY hacks and stuff to try to get those senses back that they have online. I think one of them I might have brought it up on the podcast before.
It ain't
You
sniffing
take
that
like
illegal, is it?
you take like a grapefruit. It's either a grapefruit and orange.
I've heard you say, I heard something
You
about the
put
grapefruit.
brown organic sugar on it, and you burn it, cook it or something,
Yeah.
and you taste it, and you're supposed to get your
I've
senses
heard
back.
something about the grapefruit. I don't know the full logistics.
I don't know if
of it,
there's
but it's
others.
something with the grapefruit.
I might need to try them all
Yeah.
because
Well-
I would like to get my senses back.
And if all else fails, you could just go through the different strands and, sometimes veggies like help. I've heard people talk about vegetables like bringing them back to life. So I just try to stay on them all the time so I can stay healthy.
Could be.
Could help you, man.
Colton Troy Fu, aloha, my brothers.
Hey,
Research
let's
is
go.
finally legalized for recreational use here.
Salute you. Salute you.
I mean, were they really enforcing that out in Hawaii anyway?
I don't know. You
Yeah,
seen
I
what
would have
happened to
assumed it
Brittany
would have been
Griner,
legal
bro.
for the last
Hey,
like
look.
20 years.
The way Brittany Griner got hummed up, you just never know. You just never know, man. All right? Domestic or abroad, you just never know. You'd be like, hey, man, if they say you don't do it legally, all right, man, just chill on it, all right? It ain't technically recreational even here. You be like, hey, bro, can I walk around the street? No, I'm cool. I'm just tuck mines in. Yeah.
He said he can't though because he has a CDL.
Ah, okay, yeah. CDLs, people with Fed jobs. Yep.
R. Barley. We need Ika. Middle linebacker has been trashed, but why? Maybe the 290 or 310 pound nose tackle. Don't remember having trash when we had big squat monsters. Tired of ass in the middle. Get me a Samoan Savage. Yeah, linebackers are always pretty good behind Casey Hampton.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think he's wrong. I think Ika would be sick. I feel like we could have gotten better play from our middle linebackers though too. I don't think it's all on
Right. I feel like it's
defensive
like
line. We were a top 5 rush
Yeah.
defense last year.
his theory in terms of R. Barley, his theory is correct. It's just an oversimplification. That's all.
Yeah.
No different when you talking about the linebackers that were behind Casey Hampton. Who were those linebackers that were behind Casey Hampton?
Foot and Farrier.
Let's talk about are those linebackers the same caliber, same class of linebackers that we have currently seen these past couple of years? Not at all, man. But you are correct in terms of your theory, though, man. You do want something that's, that could just eat up space and, man, and just make offensive linemen think twice before climbing up to you. That is something that as a linebacker, you love to play behind big, squatty D linemen like that. But at the same time, we still have linebackers that should be able to make more plays than what has happened at times under this spread of time since Casey Hampton has been here. So, yeah.
I think the testament to it may just be the linebacker or a linebacker is seeing what Mark Robinson and Spillane did in the latter half of the season. Or those last, 2 or 3 games.
Because we won't
against run-heavy teams.
We weren't tripping on Mark Robinson and Spillane. We weren't talking about them dudes.
No, the only complaint we had about Spillane was that Carolina Panthers game. That was it. The one, and it was a pass play.
Yeah, literally. Like that was it.
And that was with Miles Jack being banged up too.
Yeah. Other than that, man, we felt good in terms of them dudes, man, playing the run. So, like I said, your thought process is correct, though. Just a little bit of a simplification, though. But we ain't tripping, though, baby. We are not tripping. Hey, man, why y'all getting freaky in the chat? Come on, Rod Dolly. Y'all wilding over here, man. Lord. See, Deke, we got to mature. We got to grow up a little bit, man. You brought up the grapefruit. I said the grapefruit technique. They take that and went a whole nother direction with this thing, man. Y'all, I can't believe y'all. Y'all, something wrong with y'all, man. I love y'all, but something wrong with y'all, man. The grapefruit. I'm looking over at the chat like, what are they talking about? Lord.
So that was the last of the Super Chats.
Let's go. All right, we're going to get ready to start this first topic. I had to take a sip, man. Y'all funny.
No worries. We doing combine still. Let's stock up.
Let's
Stock
find
down.
out. I'm low key can't remember. I was researching when I set this up, baby. Oh, post combine draft stock. So I'm assuming this is stock up, stock down. Let's talk about it.
So we're going off the same article we looked
Yes.
at on Monday.
Yes, just D-line LBs today. Yesterday what day was that? Monday we did corners and safeties. Yeah. So today D-line LBs, man, who we'll be chatting up about and just giving our thoughts, comments, and concerns about the crew. And
Let me just go through the list on Stock Up.
Yeah.
Go through like the 4 or 5 players and
Yeah.
talk about any notes or things that jump out. Stock Up, Northwestern defensive end, Adetomiwa
Boy, you better speak. You better speak.
Adebawar.
You better speak.
I think that was pretty good.
That better than what I call him AA. Because I butchered it.
That works.
Yep.
Also, Iowa linebacker Jack Campbell.
Shout out to Jack.
Pitt. Out of Pitt. Kalijah Cansey, defensive tackle in the Stock Up. And a guy we just talked about, Nolan Smith, Georgia edge rusher.
Let's talk about him.
I think this is the last guy, Byron Jones. Or not Byron Jones. Byron Young, Tennessee edge.
Oh, all righty. So, those are the stock. Actually, we'll talk about the stock up first, and then we'll come back, spin the block, and then hit a little bit of these stock down, fellas. And unfortunately, Deke, we were not able to come back, bro. Duke was able to close it out during the game. Just ended. Hurt my
I
feelings.
figured. Someone said in the chat, did Pitt play their way out of the tourney? I don't think so.
They low-key ended up
I don't
down
think
by
so.
30, bro.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Listen, I went into this game 100% chance for making the
I
tourney.
was like, yo, it got up to 30 at
Now I
one
might
point,
be
man.
at like 99%, 99.5%.
I'm with you, bro. When that thing
It could have been worse. Like, what we lost by like the high 20s, right? Is that what the final score was? High 20s or
might
maybe
have been,
30?
I thought it got up to 30 at one point. I think y'all might have got it to like 25 at the. I hope it was 25 at the end. It looked better that way. But yeah.
Could have been worse. It could have been 40.
Perspective. Definitely perspective.
30-point losses happen.
Definitely
It's
perspective.
just a bad game. You chalk it up to a bad game.
Off day. You know, they play early. You know, usually I play at the afternoon time. It's too early in the day.
Like I said, we got natties on our mind. ACC tourney, like who cares?
There we go.
No one remembers that.
No one remembers the tourney. No one. I'm with you.
Actually, yeah. What is more important in basketball? The tourney championship or the regular season championship?
Tourney every single time. Don't nobody care about regular season championships, man. They care about
I'm talking
who won
about for the
tourney.
conferences.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, your like the AC
I think
champion.
you're right.
Like, who won the conference
People
championship?
remember
They remember
Pitt's
that all the time.
Big East tourney champions as opposed to anything Big East
Think
regular
about
season.
UConn, Kemba Walker when he went on his run. When
Don't remind me.
yeah, it was a couple of them dudes, man, that went on them runs, but it was more so tournament where it was like, oh,
I remember.
Big
Yeah,
East
in
tournament
Madison
or-
Square
yeah.
Garden. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. But in
Which is
terms
weird
of
though, because you would think you would put more value on what you've done for the whole season
exactly
versus just this tournament where anything goes, and it's not even the big tournament. It's the, baby to the big tournament. So yeah.
No, you're 100% right. Yeah, because Madison Square Garden, it like hit different if you won that.
Definitely did. And it did end up being 30, 96-69. At least you got your number in there though. You know you love your 69 now, Deke. Deke, you number 69.
Maybe that's a sign.
See?
Because we were talking about Fowler coming here.
Uh-huh.
Let's hold off on Fowler.
Let's get freaky then. 6'9",
Let's hold off
6'9".
on Fowler. Dotson's our starter at left guard this season.
There it is.
Maybe that's what the sign is.
Unless Fowler want to switch to 69.
Nah, that's Dotson's number.
I mean, who don't love number 69? It's just 69, you know?
It's Dotson's number, though.
All right.
Yeah, we can't be disrespecting Dotson like that.
Okay.
I don't even remember who was 69 before Dotson.
I don't know.
I'm being honest. I don't remember a person that was that number.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll have to look back.
I don't know.
But yeah, to me, that's what I associate number 69. And in terms of sports.
Oh, I was like,
associate
that's
it
what
with,
you always associated with Dotson?
Yeah, Dotson, yeah.
Yeah.
Dotson.
All right, man.
In terms of sports and the Steelers.
I mean, just
You say 69, I'm thinking Dotson.
that's the first thing you think of when you hear
Yep.
69, just Dotson every time, huh? It just right there, just get you. All right, man, cool. Y'all, but Dotson. Shout out to Dotson though, man. He gives us a good reason to talk about 69. Who doesn't love 69? Shout out to you, Dotson. Shout out to you. All righty. But yeah, man, let's tap in a little bit, man. Talk about some of these prospects. Excuse me on that one. But yeah, man, when you talk about AA,
A few of them being associated with the Steelers.
this is true, and rightfully so. Obviously, man, the first cat out of Northwestern, Adetomiwa Adebawo, AA, as I'm gonna call him going forward though. Man, compact dude, man. Super duper strong, very, very explosive. And he moves really well for his size, man. The dude weight was like 280 something, man, at the combine. But when you watch him versus the run, man, heavy hands, man. You're not getting past that dude in that element of it. More of a 4-3-D end to me. And I know on tape he's bumped in to play some of that 3 technique. Personally, I don't think he fits our scheme, kind of like the Kalijah can't see conversation. I think Kalijah, I could make a better case for him playing in our defense than for AA right here. But, man, if you get him in a 4-3, I like him a lot, man, because of his versatility. Nolan Smith, obviously we were talking about him a little bit earlier. Man, what's not to like about him, man? Strong, super long arms, explosive as heck, but super duper physical in terms of just his edge rush ability. I do like his pass rush in terms of the bull rush. He always converts it to the same arm over. That's kind of like his go-to. And nothing wrong with that go-to as long as it works for him. And it does typically work for him. But I just want to see more moves from him because I question, like we talked about earlier, if that style of rushing is going to work versus bigger body professional tackles who are going to be fundamentally sound, who are going to have long arms, who are going to check all these boxes where the moves that he's doing on tackles at the collegiate level, yes, it can work versus those guys, but it's just a different class. It's a different level of consistency, obviously, at the professional level. But other than that, man, definitely was a fan of his game. When you talk Jack Campbell, what's not to like about Captain Jack? Not only do we know he's a thumper who is, see ball, hit ball, we called him the Robert Spillane, right? More athletic Robert Spillane. When you go and look at how he tested, though, that was also impressive for a couple of reasons. Number one, man, 6'4" and 5'8", man, that's good height, man. We talk about Tremaine Edmonds. That's the same type of height we're looking at, man, in terms of being on the interior. But he proved to be a lot more explosive. You see it on tape when you watch him, man. He chases down a ton of players, and you watch him in between the tackles. He looks extremely quick, but when he hits you, he's knocking guys back. So when you talk about the 37.5-inch vert, it makes sense. You talk about the 10-7 broad jump, it makes sense. That's him coming out of them hips. That's him having to uncoil on people, and it shows. But, yeah, when you talk about the 40 time, man, it was a lot faster than I expected.
4.65.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I thought he was going to mess around being them 4.7s and, just not be glamorous. It's hard to sell 4.7. You could sell 4.65 on a laser because that's the other element of it. If he went back and ran this at his pro day, he was going to run faster just based on the mechanics of how they stop the clock when you're running a 40.
Well, not only that, you add that 40 to his size.
Mm-hmm. Like, bro, that... I already was a fan of Captain Jack. I already liked his tape. I already wanted us to potentially draft him. This just makes it even more exciting for me because now it just confirms some of the stuff that I was seeing on tape with him, and even makes me feel a little bit better knowing that he actually can go 4.65 like we talk about, man. That's fast enough when you talk about him being smart with that type of size and the anticipation skills that he plays with. Yeah, definitely a fan of Jack, man.
Ranked first in overall athleticism score whenever you combine all those factors
it's like
together.
The pound for pound
out of
it.
the linebackers. Now Drew Sanders didn't test, but still, that's not something you would have expected out of Jack Campbell going into the combine.
Not at all, because he wasn't viewed as the athlete. That's what we talked about him more so as a Robert Spillane type. But to see him, be able to do that with his film being as hot as it is, that's the part that was intriguing about him, man. So. Like I said, definitely like that part. Next up, when you talk Kalijah Cansey, we're very familiar with him, man. Hail to Pitt. This is a dude slightly undersized, more of a 4-3 technique, man. But this dude, when you talk about him getting off the ball, he goes and gets it, plays with great passion. I love his pass rush ability. I love how disruptive he is. Question is, can he be like an Aaron Donald type in terms of adding that type of strength to his game? We know he has some of the explosiveness, but can you add some of that other stuff that we see with AD? But in terms of him, man, you put him in a 4-3 defense, 3 technique, he's going to give you everything you want. We talked about him potentially playing in our defense. Don't love him as a 5 technique in a 3-4, but when you talk any of our sub package ball, you love him there. And I don't personally want to bump him into the nose tackle. I think that would do him a disservice. But Kalijah, man, he's a really good player. I like him a lot, man.
Yeah, it definitely helped himself.
Absolutely, man. We already chopped it up about Nolan Smith. This the one for me though, man. Byron Young.
Yeah, Nolan Smith was getting all the praise and
Byron
stuff. Rightfully so.
Young.
He ran the fastest 40 of this group, but Byron Young was second.
Listen,
There's something to be in second.
Byron Young is the guy that I like. And the thing is this, man. When you talk Byron Young, I love pass rushers. Byron Young is a natural pass rusher. Extremely gifted. You watch him rush. He knows what he's doing. He rushes. He knows how to have combos. He knows how to string rushes together. He understands his counter moves. You can just see third round or third pass rush specialist instantly as a rookie. Like, that's kind of how I look at him, just based on what he's capable of doing versus the pass. I think he has upside versus the run as well, because he does play with good fundamentals. Plays extremely hard, but it's one of those things where I think Nolan Smith is better against the run because of his physicality and because of his strength and some of that stuff. But I love Byron Young as a pass rusher. And when we thinking about third rushers and stuff like that, I don't know where they have him going, because obviously when running a 4-4-3, that changes a lot, man.
It's looking like initially third round. Now we sneak up to the second. Third round would be perfect for us if we didn't pick up a Bud Dupree.
Yeah. Like, he's one of those guys that I think comes in and can really give us some instant productivity as a legit third rusher. Nothing else you're coming in for. That's what you do. I think that he has that, but I also think he can develop in terms of being a legit 3-down player playing against the run as well, man. He's explosive as heck, man. 38-inch vert, 11 broad. He comes out of his hips, man. But when you watch him, like, it's just that natural ability to rush the passer. Nolan Smith, I feel like he's still learning more moves. But I don't know if he's ever going to be able to be the type of rusher that Byron is, based on how Byron moves his hips, how he moves his hands, how he naturally flips when he's supposed to, just like as an edge rusher watching him. It's just like, man, this dude has it, man.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering whenever I threw on some of his game.
Yeah, man.
I was like, man, this dude does look like a natural. That's the way to describe it. Athletic, but is smooth with it. Then you combine these combine results. Why do they have him in the third?
Yeah.
Does he jump up as high as the first potentially? And maybe now he's in the second range, but
the big thing is going to be for him playing the run consistently. Some of it, I question, is it just him hunting the quarterback? Others just like, can you just be better on a down and down out basis? Not saying that he's bad against it, because he's not bad against the run. He's still a good player, but it's just, I think that part of it is what makes you question it sometimes.
Maybe the productivity. 7. It wasn't anything crazy. 7 sacks last year, 5.5 in 2021.
And I will also say this: the numbers can be misleading.
Particularly in college.
You watch some of these games, man. It's like he doesn't get the sack, but he didn't hit the quarterback 3 times and force, another person to get the sack. So he does still have productivity in terms of like him being hot. But I do agree, like in terms of like him actually getting home, that wasn't always there.
Cause you got some dudes like,
oh yeah, they got freaky numbers. The cat from Army, was it Andre Carter? He's one of them dudes, man.
Well, that's a good segue because he's first one in the stock down report.
I can see it
in this article.
I get it.
But here's what I'll say. I watched a little bit of his stuff today. He's pretty natural too.
Yeah.
In terms of just like smooth, and then he's got the height and the size and all that.
To me, he reminds me of a super athletic Carl Nassib. Like when I watch Carl's frame, that long, lanky, long arms, but for like a true like 4-3 DN type, like he gives me that. But I think Andre is just a better athlete than Carl was when he came out. But yeah, the thing with Andre, man, you watch his tape, super duper productive. The long arms, crazy athleticism, man. He can drop into coverage, do all the 3-4 linebacker stuff that you want him to do. Can naturally play in that 4-3 as well in terms of the DN spot. Smooth pass rusher. You watch him, man. I thought that he had a really good speed rush, but he also has a nice complementary counter where he does a cross chop with it, man. So you want to have moves that look similar, so that way when this offense lineman is blocking against you, he can't tell what you're coming with, or he can't tell what your counter is going to be. And I thought that Andre did a good job of that, or developing that. But no, I like his game, man. Super productive. The big question that I had was, he's playing the Army, so you're not watching him play against the best of the best talent. Some of these tackles you watch him play against, it's like, yeah, It should look like that. If you are in this conversation to be an NFL caliber guy, you should make this guy look like that. So he did check that off. But it's almost like the same conversation we have with HBCU players or like the FCS, like smaller school guys. It's like, can you, yes, you dominated this competition, but can it translate to bigger, better, faster athletes? That's the only question I had when I watched Andre, because I like his tape. Did it test the best? And that was a little bit of a surprise, because when you watch him play, he does look a little bit more explosive. He does look like a better athlete. But
yeah, whenever I saw the numbers and stuff
Yeah.
and them reporting stock down, and then I watched his game today, I was expecting to see something like Noah Sewell.
Yeah,
That guy,
yeah.
he's like slow out there.
Like
He just
he's
got
straight.
lucky with some of these sacks and stuff. But no, I feel like he jumped off the screen. to me.
Yeah,
But
like,
you're
you have
right
to look
with
for him.
the lack. No, I won't say lack of competition, but against some of the lower competition.
Yeah.
I feel like almost like you coming from JMU.
Yeah.
You got to go into the combine because it is the even playing field.
Correct.
You guys are all in the same
You got to
field.
go there and like show,
Like stand out if you
Yeah.
want to go up. And unfortunately, that the combine just didn't help his case.
Yeah.
Mike Morris is the next one, defensive end out of Michigan.
Now we're
Stock
familiar
down.
with Mike Morris, man. We talked about him because obviously the Steelers met with him when we were talking. What was that edge rushers? I think whatever day that was. But with Mike, man,
I think someone brought him up in their mock draft too.
that might have been it. The thing with Mike is this, man. I'm a fan of his game. He is a heavy-handed power rusher. He's going to stop the run. He reminds me of Pernell McPhee. He reminds me of Zadarius Smith. Like, he gives me those big body outside linebacker types. The knock that people have on him, and rightfully so, is the speed part. He's not a guy that you want chasing people or trying to drop into coverage a lot. That's not necessarily his game. But the thing with Mike is this: when you're talking about having him playing against the run, he is a bully versus the run. When you talk about him rushing the passer, he is a heavy-handed pass rusher that understands how to get after the quarterback. Very similar style of rusher as Nolan Smith, except the difference is this guy has a bigger frame, so when he's doing it, it just looks heavier. It's a lot stronger when he's putting the bull rush paws on you and then he's converting to the rip. Whereas when you watch Nolan, you think speed rush. And he's setting you up for a bull rush and he's hitting the exact same move. They are very similar like that. It's just Mike is just a bigger body guy. I like Mike, though. I like his game a lot, man. I get why they would put him at stock down, because he did not run nowhere near like some of these other guys, man. These other dudes.
It's one of those things. If you like his
Yeah.
game, you're actually rooting for him to go stock down.
Like,
Because you're not necessarily like his game doesn't really make you want to rely on his athleticism.
that's not what he's for, right? That's not what he's for. He's not the guy that you want out there covering guys. I want him being the bully. I want him playing against the run. When we talk, you know how we would have to go big nickel sometimes and have DeMarvin Leal or Cam Hayward bump out? I don't need to do that if I got Mike Morris. Like,
That was going to be my question.
Yeah, you don't
Could you
have
see
to
him
do that.
playing inside on the nickel? Like, where would he
honestly,
fit for us?
So
Base,
put it like
then
this,
nickel?
man. Base, you can still play him outside, but the problem that you potentially run into in Pittsburgh, we don't designate the rush like that. So someplace you go, they have a designator, like in a 3-4. This is the Sam linebacker, and this is the Jack linebacker or the rush linebacker. Wherever this guy is, he rushes every time. Wherever that guy is, he's the cover guy. He'll walk out on number 2. He'll buzz, do the curl flat stuff. In Pittsburgh, we don't do that. We will literally play it right and left. Like, yo, if you got to drop in the coverage, man, drop in the coverage. If you playing a left-handed team, man, you might be in coverage all day. You playing a right-handed team, you might be rushing the whole time. Like, we just do it like that. But we also, that's the flexibility that we like here, because we're able to adjust during the snap or pre-snap. Man, just check this to here, check that there. So my problem or my concern is with Mike, when you have to walk out on number 2 and play cover 4, because that's what we love to play at times here. Can you walk out on number 2 and play quarters flat? Can you play quarter flat where you got to take this guy up, you got to take this guy out? If number 3, the running back, goes away, you got to go inside with him and carry that. If number 3 is to you and 2 go outside, you got to be able to run with that. And if he wheels up, you got to be able to run 20 yards downfield with him. I don't know if he could do that. That's my concern in terms of him and our 3-4 base defense. But if
Could you see him on the inside in the base?
that's the question, because he did. What did he end up winning, like 280 something, right? So like,
Yeah, 275.
Put second and long, yeah.
It's literally what they say in the last
Second
sentence
and long,
here.
if we're
Seems like
talking
a man
play-
without a clear position.
Yeah, because it's like if it's second and long, or if I'm expecting play action pass, I'm bumping him on the interior because he can play the run well enough that I can get out of a down. But if I can get him and it's a passing situation, yeah, and I like him versus a guard. But at the same time, I don't want him there for obvious running downs because I think he'll get bullied on the interior part. But you put him on the outside versus any first down run plays, I like it. But if you get in play action and he got to carry that tight end and them linebackers
Not
then
good.
bumped up, we going to have some issues. That's, yeah. So, yeah.
This is all why they say stock down.
That's part of the issue with him, man. It's certain teams that he'll go to and be fine because they designate rush guy, they designate dropper. I just think for him and our defense, it could be a little challenging. I even think of him in a 4-3 if you put him at DN. Almost give you the Brandon Graham type vibes where he can just rush every single play. Now, Brandon's a better rusher. I think he's a more gifted athlete, but Mike can still give you that physicality and can still win enough like that. So 4-3, I think you shoot if you sense it. Nah, I ain't even gonna throw about Cincinnati, but a team like that, it couldn't hurt. You catch my drift.
Jacqueline Roy, next stock down candidate.
Yeah,
LSU defensive tackle.
Yeah. Shout out to Jacqueline Roy, man. He was actually kind of unique to me when I watched him on tape. Big body D tackle, man. He could play the 3. He could play that nose tackle. Super strong, very, very long arms. But the thing that jumped off was his pass rush ability. I thought he was super athletic and very, very explosive. When you watch the ball snap, he's one of the first guys off the ball in that offensive line. Doesn't always make the play, but he's going to dent that offensive line. And he also plays high at times. But the thing that I thought with him, man, you definitely got to coach up his technique. Hand placement, pad level. Because of how big he is, because of just how explosive he is, sometimes he could get away with not being fundamentally sound, not having the best pad level. But you watch him at times versus some of the better competition, and they would have success on him, or he could get folded up sometimes because of him just being high. But I do like his game. I just think he's one of those guys, you just got to get some good coaching on him.
Sure. Next, Drew Sanders.
Yeah.
He didn't participate,
Mm-hmm.
but he was listed at 6'4", 3/8, 235-pound frame, average arm length, 32 1/8 inches. They're saying he looked quick. I was trying to look this up because he didn't participate in any the drills, like the numbered drills.
Right.
They're saying he did stuff in the position drills.
Yeah.
He looked quick moving, straight line as expected with his lean build, but he's not elite when it comes to change of direction. And this is what the writer says.
Shout out to Let's Go UW. He'll like this.
He says he reminded me more of 2022 day 2 selections like Troy Anderson and Chad Muma.
Shout out to Let's Go UW.
What do you think of those takes?
I mean, first off, we're not tripping on Troy. Troy Anderson started for the Falcons, and Chad Muma was a rotational player down in Jacksonville.
I just felt like from what I watched with Drew Sanders, he was a tier above both of those guys.
No, he is. But I'm just simply saying if he's referencing watching this guy take 5 to 10 reps, because essentially that's all you're taking at the combine for the field work. It's not I'm going to get 30 reps of dropping, curl flat, 30 reps of shuffle this way, turn my hips this way, flip my hips this way. All right, now come back down and catch the ball.
Yeah, I felt like Sanders was actually pretty good in coverage.
Yeah, that's my thing, man. If you want to knock him for not running the 40 and showing if he can run 4.4 like some of these other guys, cool. Just say that, though. It felt like he almost got penalized for not running when you listen to the article because he moves well, and that shows up on this tape. Moves extremely well, man. Yeah, and he still did move well because I did see him doing some of the combine stuff as well, some of his drill work. He was fine. Yeah, it just seemed like they wanted him to run that 40 because they want to know. That's the question, man. How fast is it?
I don't care. It's like Devin Lloyd last year for me. I think this dude's
He
good.
knows how to
I
play
actually
football.
hope he runs like a 4.6.
Yeah,
so he
knows how to
falls.
play
And maybe we
football.
get him in the second round.
Inside linebacker, outside linebacker. To me, and I've said this multiple times, I love Jack Campbell's physicality as a true inside, but give me Drew Sanders. If I had to choose, I'm taking Drew Sanders, bro. Like that ability to play inside, play outside, could cover, could rush the passer. Man, like that's the dude for me.
Yeah, dude. Imagine him coming off the edge.
Seriously, bro.
Just on some one-off plays.
Come on, bro.
By the side of Highsmith or T.J. Watt. That'd be insane.
It would literally be what they were doing with Clay Matthews when he was with Green Bay during that time frame when he would bounce inside and outside. And you're just like, this is crazy. This dude gonna have 100 tackles at inside and then give you 10 plus at outside in terms of sacks. Like, I like that, man.
I compare him to Micah Parsons light.
Absolutely.
Just imagine that. We already have a T.J. Watt. Like,
right.
For the Cowboys, Micah Parsons is their T.J. Watt.
Correct.
We already have a T.J. Watt, but he plays a different position.
Yeah.
What if we can combine a Micah Parsons type of player with a T.J. Watt? That'd be insane.
Yeah.
It'd be insane.
Come on, man.
Byron Young. Another Byron Young. Alabama
Yes,
defensive
yes.
tackle. Also stocked down.
Two Byron Youngs today, man. Two Byron Youngs. Yeah, so the Bama Byron Young. This dude's a 3 technique, man. Really, really good hand usage. You talk about him being fundamentally sound. Shout out to Bama. You could tell they get NFL coaching, baby. My man right here, his hand usage, his technique and fundamentals. I felt like I was watching like backup NFL D tackle tape. Like just in terms of the consistent inside hands, the consistent low pad level, the consistent footwork. I was definitely a fan of that with Byron from Bama. I think he's a natural pass rusher as well. I think he plays with really good effort. And I like the fact that he stays active. He was one of those guys that he doesn't always win when it's pass rush time. He does not. But he is very productive because he counters exceptionally well. I think his timing in terms of understanding when I've gone too far or when the quarterback is about to step up to try to escape, he has a really, really good knack for just knowing when to come off of a block or how to impact the quarterback when he's getting ready to scramble. He's definitely more of a 4-3 guy to me, though. I think you can play him in a 3-4 as a 5 technique, but I don't think it's going to be ideal for him. To me, you put him in a 4-3 and let him go, he's going to cook. You put him in a 3-4 defense as a 5 technique and tell him, man, you got to 2-gap this thing or keep it clean on this LB. I think he could struggle a little bit with that, but you'll love him when we go sub package ball. So it's one of those, just depends on how we want to use him. And also, it's not a negative when we talk about the fit at times like that, but it just becomes more of a conversation about where are you investing the draft pick in getting a guy like that. Because you don't mind having a guy that might fit this part early on and maybe develops this later on. You just don't want to take that at 17 or at 32 or at 49. That's the different conversation with it. But I definitely like Byron Young, though, man.
It's looking like they got him around the 4th.
Yeah.
This one website got his stock falling. Could be type of player. Like whenever we picked Isaiah Buggs out of Alabama, we get him late. Just as a depth guy early on, see what he does. Buggs ended up playing pretty damn good for Detroit.
Shoot, Buggs still playing right now. Heck yeah. The thing is this, man, when you watch Buggs on tape, whether it was his college tape or at the NFL level, he is very talented. He is capable of being a beast. His problem is consistency. He'll have one play where his hand placement, get off, passion is insane, and it's a TFL. But then he's going to give you some other plays where whether it's him getting tired or whether him just mentally not being able to lock in each and every snap where he's late with his hands or he's late with his eyes or he's getting reached. And you're just like, how are those two the same? But at this level, that's the name of the game. It's consistency, man. A lot of dudes can do it once, but I need you to repeat that thing.
Any overall thoughts with this stock up, stock down? For me, it's just it's always any of these stock up, stock down reports. Did you test well at the combine?
Yeah.
Your stock's probably up a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you test bad? It's probably a little bit down.
Well, because the thing too, man, you think of it, it's like, as we said,
whether that's right or wrong, I don't agree. I like I said, I like the good players to test bad so their stock goes down. I don't think it should matter that much, but it does.
You like it. It does in the sense of when you
it affects their draft stock.
Because when you watching this tape, man, and you talk about your job being on the line, like we're chill right now. We don't have any type of consequences if we're wrong on these players. So we don't have to let the combine be the end all be all or let it have that type of impact on us. But when they're telling you if you're wrong with this pick, that could be the difference between you going home and saying, hey, wife and kids, we still good versus, hey, we about to be moving. We got to go find a new job. It just adds to it. So when you look at the combine, they take it a little bit more or put a little bit more weight on it because it's new information. It's another chance to see these guys, another chance to get their hands on them and just see how do they handle adversity? How do they handle change? How do they handle competition? And that part does help, but I love the fact that we always got tape on these dudes, man. Because the tape do confirm some of this stuff. Like, we talked about with Drew Sanders. Him moving well in the individual parts, like, yo, we felt like that shit
It's
happened.
funny you say that because
Like,
the guy in this NFL.com article didn't feel like he moved well.
Yeah, which is crazy. I'm just like, bro, what are you?
I couldn't even find it. I don't know where you found it.
Well,
were you actually watching it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they didn't have any of that online. I was trying to see Drew Combine or like, Drew Sanders Combine highlights. Yeah. They didn't have it.
But my whole thing is just like, I don't get why they penalize. Well, I do get why they penalize some of the people who don't run 40s, but that shouldn't make it a stock down. If your tape is still hot, man, and you still look good in certain elements of it, you good. Unless you weigh in like super light or you super heavy or something like that. Yeah.
Super chats.
Let's tap in.
First one. Let's go, UW. Houston is being penalized $175K and a 5th-round pick for a salary cap reporting violation.
Oh, what's that about?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's new. Sheesh.
I've never even heard of.
Me either.
A salary cap reporting. How's that even possible?
It's like lying on your taxes, but for the GMs in the NFL. Yeah.
How's it possible? Is this like entering in the wrong score on your golf scorecard and handing it in? Like, everyone knows what your salary cap is. Everyone knows what your golf score is. But maybe you just marked something wrong and you signed off on it and it's a technicality. Maybe that's it.
Maybe it was like a clerical error.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Damn. Houston. Yeah, I guess that's a team you'd expect that from.
Them or Miami?
I was going to say Miami.
Well, I say, how I feel.
Raiders for sure. For sure you'd throw Raiders in that mix. Browns.
You can't put anything past Vegas. Whether it was in Oakland or Vegas, there's always going to be some jank with the Raiders. Yeah.
Yeah, those are probably like the 3, 4, 5 teams.
Even though it is funny because they are such an iconic franchise in terms of like the staple name, logo, history, but they always got something janky, it seems. Yeah.
Farron Bradford, what y'all think about linebacker Savachi Dennis out of Pitt?
I have not tapped all the way into him just yet, man. You've seen him. How you feel about him? I haven't tapped into him just yet.
He's good. Yeah, he's a late round pick. Good leader for Pitt's defense. To me, maybe he's a little more athletic than, at least on the college level, but just felt like James Ferrier out there, just a leader on the defensive end.
Yeah,
is not gonna like wow you or anything with the athleticism, but always in the right spots. So, yeah, I mean, good player.
Okay.
Good player, but yeah, he'll be a late round pick.
I like it. Shout out to the late round guys, man. Late round guys need love too. Player.
AJ Martinez has gifted 5 Arthur Moats memberships.
Yo, salute you. Let's go.
Keegan Short, Shella Marucci, Teresa, Dustin Klein, and Brian Quintanar.
Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And shout out to you, AJ Martinez, man. You've been on your A1 great game. Just awesome person, staying active and keeping it super duper spicy. So we appreciate you from the heart.
Justin Gordon, you know what? This was the question that popped in late yesterday. I was trying to find it on my desktop. I must have deleted it or something. But
you saying at the end?
He came back around.
Yeah,
This is what he asked. Is it frowned upon to not use an agent by NFL front offices? Because you remember we started talking about it after the podcast was done.
Yeah. So honestly, it is to a certain extent. They're never gonna come out and flat out say it, but it is just because of the relationship element. When you are negotiating, somebody is going to feel like they lost. Somebody's going to feel left out, hurt, pissed off in some way, shape, or form. That's how negotiations go. When I did my negotiation here, the Steelers felt some type of way at the end, and I feel some type of way at the end. But we also were able to find that common ground. And the buffer of having an agent was really the big part for me, because no matter how much they tell you not to take it personally, when you're in those conversations and they're saying certain things to drop your value, you're going to take it personally, period. And that's the purpose of the agent. It allows that buffer. It just makes it easier for a GM and for an owner. They speak certain ways. The agent is accustomed to that. As players, man, especially when you're active, you hear of it, people mention it, but you don't really know it to that extent. So when you have them conversations, at times they don't want to talk to you like that. They don't want to feel like they have to open up and give you all of this type of info, because typically they go through the agent for that, because the agent speaks that language. The agent isn't going to be taking things personally, and the agent understands business because that's what they do for a living. As football players, we're not business people for a living. We're football players for a living. We do other things that we're interested in and that we developed along the way, but that's the big reason why at times teams do look at players that represent themselves a certain type of way because of that. For the player, though, I get it, man. You're saving money. You don't have to pay 3% of your contract to this guy who just comes in here and negotiates a deal for you. So I get why you don't want to do that. Every agent is different. Every relationship is different with the agent. So you might not feel like that. I know for me, man, it felt great. I ain't had no issue paying my dog Drew. Drew, take the check because you're going to get me a bigger check. And hey, man, I see you in the 305. All right, I'm coming. I'm on the way. That was my energy. But for certain players, man, they want to do it their way, man. They want to get all that money in, which makes sense. You want to maximize your profits. But that is a part of that issue, though, man, when you're talking about no agent and why the NFL doesn't like that all the way. It's just too much. The information that gets like put out in that conversation, players typically never get the full access to that. We get the cliff notes. We get the watered down version from the agent. When you actually in there and you know everything that ownership and management thinks of you, it is very, very tough to go on, man. It's very, very tough to say, I'm going to take a little bit less. I'm going to come off of my number, because you got to compromise. Both sides have to. But I think that's like the big reason, though, with it, though.
No Am has joined the upper room.
Shout out to No Am, and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And hell to Pitt. Not only did y'all lose today, but West Virginia did too, man. Misery loves company. So that was beautiful, man. See that transition right there, man? Yeah, they took an L just like y'all. Everybody.
Didn't TG say they're making the tournament? They're 19 and 14.
He did. If they make the tournament, y'all don't. It's something wrong. He might be talking NIT. We might see them first round NIT. They don't want that smoke. We throwing a press on them.
They were 7-11 in the Big 12. They're not making the tournament.
Yeah,
they're not.
Yeah.
Big Noriega. He says, Moats and Deke, what y'all think of us signing the linebacker the Chiefs released? And Moats, my 3.0 mock is crazy. LOL.
Yeah, you know, you be funny too, man. Whenever you throw all your mocks in, we not talking your mock today because we did talk yours the other day. But Deke, Big Noriega did have a message for you with his mock 3.0. He says he also said we supposed to trash the other two mocks, the other mock that he had sent. And then he says
the one that we already graded.
I don't know. He got you. I tell you, he sends a lot of mocks. It's his third mock. All right, they got to get the mocks stay active. Okay, but he says, I love the show, bro. And tell Deke, in all caps, I'm going to give Kenny a chance. I'm done trolling.
He said that in the chat.
Yeah, he says I'm done trolling.
Last week. He didn't say he was done trolling. All right.
I'm done trolling, but I still don't believe he is elite. And then after that, he says, I think you're going to love his mock. But we ain't getting to that mock today. But It sounds like, you know, we've found that common ground, man.
So I think so.
Like that. That's good. Y'all are bridging that gap.
I cannot find the linebacker he's talking about the Chiefs released. I was searching the last 5 minutes. I can't find it. But speaking of linebackers,
he's not talking. It wasn't. No, he's talking Frank Clark, bro.
Oh,
yeah, that's what he's talking about. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, out of our price range. That's the only. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah. I don't think it works.
Yep.
He's not coming here to be a third edge.
Not at all. Yeah, and you bring that in, you got to say bye bye to Highsmith. Yeah, that love his game though. He can get out there now. He does that, but with the cost, man, with Highsmith, that's gonna be the issue a little bit.
In other linebacker news, though, pass rusher Zadarius Smith has informed the team that he wants to be released. He wants out of Minnesota.
He ain't taking a pay cut. That what that sound like?
Yeah, I think.
How much he making though?
I don't know. How did he even do last year?
He missed some time. He was coming off of a back injury, if I remember correctly.
I just feel like Bud Dupree is the perfect guy to bring in.
Yeah, cost, explosiveness, familiarity, absolutely. But Zadarius is a better player though. But my dog, but Zadarius can get it.
So
Zadarius goes and gets that quarterback.
It looks like his last deal was 3 years for 42.
Yeah, because that's what he signed to leave.
He had 10
Green
sacks
Bay.
last year. Actually,
Yeah,
played pretty good.
But how much time did? Cause
It was in Green Bay. He missed
no. How many games did he play in Minnesota
last year.
Yeah, because I could have sworn he was coming off of I thought he had a back he was dealing with.
He had 16.
16. Okay.
Yeah, it was in Green Bay, 2021.
Is that
He only
in Green-
played one
okay.
game.
Oh, so I knew he was coming off of that though. Okay. So shout out to his man. Yeah, the tape's still hot though. Yeah, I'm a Zadarius guy.
Yeah, 2019 had 13.5, 2020
Oh, yeah.
12.5,
Nah, he do that.
2021 the year
Listen,
off,
he do that.
and then 10 in 2022.
Yeah, he do that.
Next
That's
is
gonna cost, though.
yeah.
That's gonna
I was
cost.
gonna say
That's
I
gonna
didn't know
cost. He
how
do
he
that,
did
though.
last year.
That's gonna
I was
cost.
just wondering, is he coming off a down year?
Yeah,
But
He
no,
costs.
it's not gonna work for us.
he's worth the price of admission though, but that's gonna cost.
Let's go UW. It's about Watson. Who's he talking about? What was his last comment?
Let's go UW. Houston is being penalized 175. Oh, and salary cap reporting violation for D. Watson.
Okay.
So
Maybe
they
it had
was
something to do
lying
with
on
his
their
suspension.
Taxes. They was lying on the taxes about what they was paying Watson. See, you can't lie, man. Uncle Sam gonna find you. It don't matter if you lying in the NFL or your salary cap or you lying on your W-2s or however you want to lie. They gonna find you, man. Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes.
Scott Foradora, do you have film analysis on Jason Taylor the second? Oh, now we have a Jason Taylor the second.
Bro, what?
His combine looked decent, but I know that always doesn't transfer. What round would he go?
I
If you had
have
to take a guess.
not. I didn't. Yo, can you just pull up Jason Taylor? This, gosh,
Is it him?
is it? I need to know. I can't
Oh,
be
this is
that
a
old.
safety.
Okay, we can't be that old. We
I don't
can't
know
be
if
that
this
old,
is
bro.
him.
We can't be that old.
He's 25 and a
No,
safety.
heck no, we ain't that old, bro. We are not that old. He's
Uh,
25. 10 years.
Hold on. Let's
That's
go
what
to.
they say. 10 years, bro. Shh.
Let's Google Jason Taylor. See if
Aw,
kids.
dang. Jason got a sister, right?
They're saying his kids are Mason, Zoe, and Isaiah. So no Jason Taylor.
Whew, all right,
So
we're good.
another guy,
We're good.
different person.
Whew, I feel better now.
This is a safety out of Oklahoma State. You got any film analysis?
I
on him?
have not tapped in on him just yet, but I can add him to the list. I'll add him to the list. Yeah. Whew. Boy, I was about to say, man, if Jason Taylor got a kid that is going to the league right now, what are we doing? Yeah.
That is the last of the super chats right now.
All
All
right.
caught up.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, man. I feel like, man, that's all we be doing now is watch the film, watch film and research, baby. We're gonna cut this tape on. That's what we're gonna do. Believe that. Alrighty. So now we should be Steelers combine meetings because we have not had a chance to tap in to talk about the next batch of players that the team obviously met with. So with this group, this was the D linemen that they decided to meet with at the combine. And the reason why we wanted to talk about them, we don't have to spend a ton of time, but the reason why we just figured it was important to bring it up is because if the team is meeting with them, man, there's a strong possibility that these players could be, drafted by this squad or potentially signed as guys after the draft or however they want to go about that. But it usually gives us a little bit of an indication. So some of the players, man, or the players that the Steelers met with at the combine from the D-line group, Mike Morris, Brian Brissy, Byron Young. No, I said it right. Brian Young.
Which one?
I feel like this was the one from Bama.
Because I was wondering. I didn't even look
feel
up
like
the
this
Bama
the
dude
Bama
at all.
one.
I only watch stuff on the Tennessee guy.
You know what? Maybe this the Tennessee guy then. I'm looking at the other guys, his comps. in
yeah.
this
They're
group,
all inside guys.
and that's why I feel like it's the Bama one.
You're
Whereas
probably right.
Whereas we know the one from Tennessee was the pass rusher,
Yeah.
the edge rusher. So Byron Young from Bama. Then we had our Javon Dexter, excuse me. He's out of Florida. And then not the last guy. You also had Keandre Coburn out of Texas. And then the final guy was Cameron Young out of Mississippi State. So we've already obviously talked about Mike Morris. We've talked about Brian Brissy before.
So confirmation. It was the Alabama Byron
Yeah,
Young.
there we go. Shout out, man. But yeah, so the thing is with Brian Bresee, we liked him a lot. We just felt like he was more of a project at this stage, and we know that I want to say he missed time because of injury, if I remember correctly, for him. Really not really productive, but really talented player. We said very similar in the sense of athleticism and size, like a Jalen Carter, but we thought that Jalen was just the more skilled and just better player between the two. But we definitely like Brian Bresee, man. We thought that he had, some good stuff with his game. We just obviously talked about Byron Young, the cat out of Bama, man, the 3 technique. I was a little surprised, but at the same time, if he's being mocked as a mid-round guy, that's the type of guy that you could look to.
Fourth and maybe later.
Yeah, that's the guy you potentially look to that can be a little bit of a tweener 4-3, 3-4 interior guy. That would make sense for them to have some interest. Now, Javon Dexter, I like him, man. This is a big, strong D tackle. He can play the 5 technique, the 3, or the 1. He honestly reminds me of the DeMarvin Leals and the Tuits, man, in terms of big athlete, rangy, plays extremely hard.
I was thinking a little lighter Larry Ogunjobi, maybe.
That too, yeah. Like, strong hands, man. Very fundamentally sound, though. Definitely has really good rush ability, and he is stout versus the run, which is what I do like a lot. Problem with, when you talk about some of the gifted pass rushers or the bigger guys that can pass rush, they play high at times. And Javon is actually one of those guys that does play high at times. But I do like his tape, though, man. It would be interesting to see where do you know where they had him mocked in terms of rounds they were talking about for him?
I'll check real quick.
Because he was interesting for me.
No, I just liked his game. He looked like a smooth player.
Absolutely, man.
Draft production for Javon Dexter.
Yeah.
Looks like the third or fourth.
Okay, about right. I like that.
They have him overall rank. This is just one site. They have him as an overall rank out of all the players on the draft board at 71. Position rank number 15. This is NFLDraftBuzz.com.
Yeah.
So yeah, thirdish.
Okay. Then after that, man, Keandre Coburn, we can check him out too, man. See what they talking draft stock for him. But we talk about Keandre, man. That's a big nose tackle, but he's athletic, bro. Super athletic. Obviously, he could bump out, could play the 3 technique. You put him on the. I definitely like him as a nose or a 1 technique. He can play 3.
This dude's just big.
He's massive. He can play the 3 technique. He's going to struggle with the redirection, though. That's some of the issues when you talk about bumping him out there in space, and the difference between a nose and a 1 technique versus a 3 technique is just a lot more ground he has to cover when he goes unblocked or he's backside having to run stuff down. He'll struggle with that. But in terms of his rushing ability, man, he rushes like a big, violent man. Like, it's not sexy. He's going to eat up space. He is going to command too. He's going to play high at times, and at times he struggles to disengage blocks because he doesn't always play with the best hand placement and technique. But the sheer size and just the athleticism that he has, he's going to get attention. And that's some of the things that I do like about Keandre, but you definitely got to button him up a little bit more, though.
What's your guess?
In terms of what round?
Yeah.
I'll probably say as high as 2nd, as low as 4th. I could be off, though.
The 2 that I just saw, one had him at 4th, another one got him at 5th.
Okay. The reason I say 4th is because he still has, like, the questions about can you be buttoned up fundamentally every single play, because you're not going to just be towering over guys and just overly strong at the NFL level. So when that goes away, can you be fundamentally sound enough to go and do the things that we need you to do on a play-in and play-out basis? If he can, do you like him a little bit more? That's why I said that's high as 2nd. If you really love him and you think that you can get him in there and coach him up, great. But if you can't, or you feel like it's going to take more time, then yeah, you don't want to tap that too early.
Looks like back in the middle of the season, or actually early on in the season, it was early October, University of Texas article found some type of draft board or some type of draft website that projected Coburn actually in the 1st round.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a Leal type of situation, though.
Okay.
Fell as time has gone on.
Yeah. Alrighty. And then after that, man, we had Cameron Young. He was the final dude. And with Cameron Young out of Mississippi State, another one of those athletic nose tackles that could bump, could play the nose, could play the one technique, really, really good hand usage, active rusher as well. Very disruptive against the run. The thing that stood out to me was his get off. I like his get off a lot, man. When that ball snapped, man, he's firing upfield. Effective rusher. Weirdly enough, though, he was like hot and cold at times when I would watch him as a rusher. Sometimes I like his game. Other times I'm watching him get blocked with one person. And that's the part where at the collegiate level, you don't want to see a lot of that. So not as consistent as you would want, but I do like his upside. But he's another one when you talk about his technique, he got to get better in terms of just more play in and play out, and especially the pad level part. The pad level, he has to come down a little bit.
Not going to lie, I struggled to find some stuff on him, but from what I did find, just felt like just a guy out there. Just a guy. He'll probably go late, 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever.
Like when I'm watching the interior D lineman, if you're not one of those guys who are having a ton of productivity, it's going to be hard to move that needle. To talk about like drafting those guys earlier just by the nature of the position. They're not playing every snap. They all rotate every couple of plays. So if you're not giving TFL, sacks, or crazy disruption, it's hard to justify that versus some of these other positions where we know the impact is felt a little bit more.
Yeah. Any more on these guys?
Nah, man, that was kind of it for those meetings. Obviously, man, we'll continue talking about I forgot which group. We got a couple groups left in terms of combine meetings because, like I said, it's a good indication of players that need to be on our radar. And it was. I
think we took 4 of 7 players we met with last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could mean something.
Yep.
And I think a couple of the ones we didn't meet with were more late picks. Like we met with Pickett, obviously Pickens.
Yeah.
Met with Liao. Another one was Connor Hayward. I think the other ones we didn't meet with.
Yeah.
Calvin Austin, Oladokin, and Mark Robinson.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Was Mark Robinson at the combine? I don't even know that.
I don't know. Yeah.
And same with Oladokin. Was he even there?
Probably not. Yeah.
Back to Supers.
Let's do it, man.
Okay, we got AJ Martinez saying, "Thank you, 5-5. Blessings to you and your family. Deke and his family. Official Momentum and his family. All the fams of the chat. And Trina and family."
Gosh, shout out Trina. You know that. Oh, yeah, and I did see, I think it was Black and Yellow Texas still. He said I was making him thirsty because I kept drinking my water. I like my water, man. I did the new upper room little water bottle thing, but it's a straw, Deke. It's like, bro, I've never had like a water bottle that had a straw in it. So I don't know why. I just like it. And it gives me more water. So with my researching and my working out, I get thirsty a lot. So I like to stay hydrated, baby. You guys stay hydrated too, though, all right? Yeah.
R. Barley 18. Moats, do me a favor.
Here we go.
Next media event, will you knock some of the goofy out of that full end stretch bean? He gives Pittsburgh Steelers a bad look. Such a juice box.
All right.
Wait, do you know this guy?
I don't know. I don't know. I might not. I don't know. Do you know him?
No, so I'm saying it'd be funny if
this
could actually happen. Our Barley could set up this little card.
Is this a real person or is that like a nickname? I didn't know if he was going for like the nickname. I do have relationships with some people in the Pittsburgh media that people aren't as fond of, so you never know. I'm versatile.
Who's that?
Who is that? Who is they? All right. Which side of the street we want to talk about?
Yeah, you just got to go up to this guy. Our Barley has requested I just knock you out.
Said his name is Noah?
Ed Strashbean.
I don't know this dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. Says all Steelers talk. I don't know, man.
You never seen him at the media event?
I don't know.
Okay.
Pull him up, but maybe I can recognize his face. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. I thought you might have heard of him.
He spelled it wrong. Strackbean. Sports Illustrated.
Shout out to Sports Illustrated, though. Oh! Okay. I've definitely seen him around. I don't know him like that, but I've talked to him. He's cool.
Our Barley doesn't like him.
I was gonna say, yo, what's wrong with Noah, man? I'm gonna say you cool, man. Wait, he probably done wrote something bad about somebody, man. Who was he talking bad about, man?
Well, our Barley is a Kenny hater. I'm trying to think what he'd get pissed off about. Yeah, he hasn't followed up in the chat.
Right.
Our Barley just sent that message and bounced. He just did a hit and run on us.
That's funny.
Yeah, he had some strong words there. He must really not like him.
Oh no, bro. Oh no.
Boo Man 318 has joined the upper room.
Shout out to Boom
That's
Man.
a disrespectful upper room join though. He joins after defeating me yesterday in the Madden League. That's disrespectful.
But at least he's still a fan, and he did say that. So, Boom Man 318, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And keep kicking Deke butt on that game, too, all right? I like when you put the pressure on Deke, man.
So, we're getting opposite reports from some people in the chat.
Okay.
Black and Yellow Texas Steel saying he's cool.
Mm-hmm.
He also says he's good people.
Yeah.
We gave him a free promo, though, too.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing some people, they don't mind him.
Yeah. Was it Phantom TV said he's just a little conservative with his takes? I don't know. I just be vibing. Maybe it's because I be vibed out. I don't know. I ain't got no issues with people that like that, man. I don't really have issues with nobody, really.
I'm just waiting for our Barley to follow up on this.
Yeah.
He just came out of nowhere with the take and bounced.
Yeah, he came in and dropped.
He's like, Moats, you gotta talk to this guy.
Hey man, go run up on him, Moats, when you see him. Like, dang.
Sean McCartney, hope you got my mock this time. If not, maybe next time. Did you have any opinion on Keandre Coburn or Broderick Martin at defensive tackle?
Yeah, we just talked Coburn. Definitely liked his game. Kid out of Texas, man. Nah, he was productive, man. Yeah, like I said, we literally just talked about him. I have not tapped into Broderick Martin just yet, but I will add him to the list. Oh, definitely will, man. Definitely will. And I'm not sure. I don't think we got your mock this week. But, we're going to keep these mocks rolling every Thursday. And like I said, man, depending on how this research go this weekend, I might just drop a couple of just, space talk mock draft only, okay? We're going to see how the research go, though. The research is going, it's something about when I just get the kickback and I start feeling I want to work, I want to record. It makes me do that.
That's good.
I guess that is a good thing, right? Some people, it makes them not want to do anything.
I think you're proving the Wiz Khalifa theory. That weed doesn't make you lazy.
Like, it makes me, I want to work out. I want to watch film. I want to take notes. I want to hang with my fam. Like, I want to do everything. I feel energized. Yeah. Every day with it.
So, Boo Man, upper room.
Should be Brett Allison.
I got Samurai Finn.
Oh, no, you might be right. I could be tripping. I'm always tripping, though.
He says, Moats, outside of who you played for, which were your favorite teams when you were going through the draft and free agency? Any notable coaches or GMs you liked? Hashtag GOAT7.
Shout out. Yeah, I was a big fan of Philly. I love that whole experience. I remember when I got there, was it Harold Carmichael? He's their like player development guy, so he was one of the first people we got a chance to talk to. And obviously, Hall of Famer, Eagles history and all that type of stuff. It was dope. But then just the group that we were with, like I said, that's when I first met Brandon Graham, man. It was cool just to even connect with him. And, we're talking and looking at stuff. And at the time, we got a chance to sit and talk with Trent Cole and Jason Babineau. They were the DNs out there during that time playing that wide nine technique. And I just remember, man, just having like a blast on that particular visit. So that one stood out to me. San Fran was another one. I was in love with San Fran. I thought I was going to San Fran. You could not tell me otherwise. The visit was amazing. Coach Singletary was the coach out there. He was dope as heck. Intense as heck, though. Like, that was the first time I ever had somebody tell me to get into a linebacker stance while I was in a three-piece suit in this man's office. Can't make that up. And he was dead serious. Yeah, that's probably why he ain't draft me, because my three-piece suit linebacker stance in the office was not the same as when you go outside on the field. That's why they want Navarro Bowman. I don't know if y'all know that. That was when that whole draft happened. All right, so shout out to Bo. Awesome cat, okay? But yeah, man, those two teams really stood out to me. Yeah, Philly and San Fran. I don't know why, but I thought I was going to one of those two, and yeah, it just so happened that it ended up being Buffalo. Yeah.
Black and Yellow Texas Steel says, who's going to be our 5th to 7th round? What? 5th to 7th round undrafted free agent steal this year.
Ooh, okay. Early steals. We haven't got that far, but you know what?
I'm liking this receiver people got in this this series of mock drafts.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna go that late, but
I don't either. Yeah, because we talking like I'm thinking 6th and 7th round. If we talking 6th and 7th round, I'll say our late sleeper will be Stetson Bennett. But is that gonna be late enough for it to be a sleeper?
I don't think we'll know he's a sleeper either. He shouldn't be seeing the field.
You're gonna see him in the preseason. What do you mean?
He'll be behind Kenny and Mitch.
I don't want to see him in the preseason. I need to know that. I'm gonna feel good about my backup situation. Yeah, right now I don't feel good about my backup situation. Right now I feel like we're trying to sell ourselves on Mitch Stan. I don't like that concept, knowing how he was kind of done.
Yeah, we got mixed signals with him.
Exactly, that seemed like a pipe dream. So,
there's no doubt. There's no doubt we got to draft the QB.
Yeah.
But if Mitch and Kenny are staying, what I mean is, we should have an Oladokin situation with whoever we draft here, where we don't see them. That would be optimal.
Okay. Well, obviously that would be optimal. We want Kenny to start 17 games. But to me, I just feel like that could be one of them ones, man. It's just like a late, we feel good about our backup situation. If you got to come in and play a game or two, get us out of the stadium. Like, I would feel good about that. Off the top of my head,
we've been mocking Brandon Hill late, so I'll say him.
Okay. Shout out to BU.
But I would have never guessed Jalen Warren or Mark Robinson from last year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, a lot of people were bringing up Connor Haywood, so I guess we got to give them props there.
Shout out to Connor Hayward. Shout out. Yeah,
I was so against that pick.
He was.
I was like, come on, we're not doing this. We're not doing this, please. But everyone just kept putting him in their mock drafts.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, is there anybody off the top of my head that I think is going to slip late enough?
Oh, Brandon Hill might go higher than that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's going to be that leg, because we're thinking like 6th, 7th undrafted. That's like the back end.
That's my pick. He'll slip. Draft day. There's going to be a bong mask or something that pops up with him.
Jeez. As long as it's that, we'll be all right.
Let's go, UW. By the way, Moats, have you looked at D. Winters yet out of TCU? He's going to remind you of Vince. He ran a good 40.
No.
I think he ran 4.4.
I think it was me and TG. When TG was on, I think we talked about him briefly. I have not done a full breakdown on him just yet, though. But yeah, he definitely has that Vince. From what I've seen, I think I watched like a 2-minute highlight on him. I have not watched like game just yet with him. But yeah, he did give you Vince vibes. I do remember that part. But yeah, I haven't watched him enough to give you that type of breakdown just yet. I don't want to go up here and just talk.
So here's just some straight up stats on him. 7.5 sacks last year. 48 solo tackles. Total tackles 79. 6'1", 230. So yeah, I guess like a little undersized. Okay. Obviously able to blitz, got 7.5 sacks.
I mean, shoot, don't make this show turn into the
4.4. He ran a 4.49, I think.
Deke, y'all better stop playing. We're gonna turn this show into the live draft recap. We can just start pulling up YouTube and just say your name. I'm gonna put the video up here. I'm gonna watch him and give you a breakdown on the spot. You can turn into that. That's what it's gonna turn into, man. All right. Well, y'all just be dropping names. Like, I like the fact that y'all be thinking I know all these players. Y'all gotta give me a heads up though. I watch a ton of tape, but I got the fam. You feel me? You know, take some time. I can't just be in it all the time. Sometimes I gotta take some time. You know how that go, Deke.
Yeah. Sean McCartney. Hope you got my mock this time. If not, oh no. So I skipped the chats. We already read this one. So you're right. The next one, yeah, I definitely skipped it. So that was Sean McCartney. We already read that. He talked about Coburn and Broderick Martin. Brett Allison. I think it's time for some Thursday research.
It's always time for Thursday research. In fact, why are you so late to the party? Don't be late to the party. Come on now.
Boomman318 says, don't take it that way, Deke. It was way overdue for me to join. If we're being real, he's feeling good about himself, though. He's feeling good, so he's on the good vibes on a Thursday.
He said, make Deke read it next time.
He joined because of the win. Let's be real. Let's just be real. It's not a coincidence.
You know he did. You know it. He said, let me wait till I catch a show, too. I ain't going to do it before the show. I'm going to wait till the show's live. Get Deke talking a little bit. Now I'm going to get you.
Farron Bradford, keep 5-5. Oh, man, this might be the hottest. This might be a hotter take than TG's yesterday.
Uh-oh,
he says keep 5-5. Draft a linebacker or bring in a free agent linebacker. Is he giving us three options?
Those three options.
Those are three options, or is he saying,
those
okay,
are
let's
definitely,
keep 5-5
those
and
three
then
options.
do either of those two things?
Because unless he's saying keep, because those are three options. Because otherwise he would say it's keep 5-5, let Spillane walk. I don't think he's saying that. I think he's
we
saying,
let 5-5 walk, and I think we do either or. I'm leaving it up to Omar and Tomlin here. Do we bring in Tremaine? Then don't draft a linebacker. If we don't bring in Tremaine, make sure you get Spillane back and then draft someone.
Yeah, I'm on the, can I get Edmonds or can I get Kendricks, por favor, for the culture? Pretty please. If I can get either one of them, I'm spinning it. But if I can't, I will gladly draft one. Because,
Jack Campbell or Sanders.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
Because, it is something that we need to think about. How has our track record been per se with the free agent inside linebackers that we picked up lately?
Good. Good and bad. Mixed results. Miles Jack was good. Miles Jack was the saving grace. Everything before that, not so good. Bostic, Avery Williamson, although we traded for him. Same thing though.
Yeah.
Joe Schobert, yeah, we traded for him. I'm definitely missing a name. Who am I missing?
Barron.
Oh yeah. Actually, you weren't as down on him as a lot of other people.
Cause y'all wanted him to be the thumper. He was just the cover guy. That's literally we was playing dime. Watching him, it was like, yeah, that's the dime linebacker.
And that was the same point where we drafted Devin Bush and Barron was playing a ton out there.
Yeah.
I'm missing someone. There's just another guy I feel like we brought in and wasn't that good. Maybe not. Maybe it was Schobert and Williamson most recently.
Yeah, Schobert, Williamson, and Bostic. Yeah, those are like the main type of dudes that we brought in, though. But either way, the point is our track record as it pertains to signing these guys hasn't been the best.
What I will say is we actually put resources into Miles Jack. Those other dudes, we really didn't. They were just filler guys. We traded like a 6th rounder for Schobert.
But I'm saying like
Williamson. I don't think we traded anything for.
He still had a nicer deal though. Like we still had to pay him some.
We had the cap space.
Yeah, we did though, so it didn't kill us.
No, and that was it. Because we didn't make it a priority. It wasn't something we did earlier in the offseason. Yeah. It was some point in the middle of preseason. It was like literally after. It was during a preseason game, right?
Yeah, it was the second half of a game. Yeah, because Bob Pompiani was the one who announced.
I remember that.
Yeah.
We were just trying to do filler guys like that. Barron, I guess we did give. Didn't we give him like $5 million?
Yeah.
$5 million a year. But Jack, he's the one we spent the most on.
Yeah.
And he actually performed. Yeah. So my point is, if we do bring in an Edmonds or like a Kendricks or something, we're gonna be paying more than what we did for like Williamson or Schobert or any of those guys.
If it's not one of those two where we're gonna actually spend legitimate money, I'm kind of hesitant.
Oh yeah, I don't want to just bring back Spillane.
Yeah, I don't
bring back Spillane and draft the guy.
Yeah, I would much rather do that. I would much rather bring Spillane back, draft somebody, and roll that way than trying to. I don't want to call it dumpster dive, but really be.
We looked,
cutting corners, free agency for those type of players. I don't think that's going to give us what we want.
Remember, we looked outside of those like 4 or 5 veteran guys, like a Deion Jones, David Wagner, now a Kendricks.
Yeah.
There wasn't too much. And then it was Tremaine Edmonds. He looked like to be the only guy that would get like a franchise linebacker type of deal. And then it was just a bunch of dudes that I don't even think were better than Spillane. And then you had the upside guy in Quan Alexander. But that was it, really.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you. If you're not getting Edmonds, you're not getting Lavonte David on a 1-year deal for like 6 or 7. Just bring back Spillane, draft the dude. And you might even still want to bring back Spillane anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a backup. You never know who's going to get hurt.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Jaron PS4L though. He was helping us out with the names. He dropped a ton of names. He even brought up Morgan Burnett, and then he said Nick Barnett. Shout out to my dog Nick Barnett, man. But that was Buffalo. He
Burnett
give us no
was
love here.
a safety though.
More, but he left because he didn't want to play a down linebacker. That's what they was trying to do to him.
No.
He didn't want to do that. He was like, I'm good on that one.
No. Branch plus Minka equals locks all year. He could play CB too.
Oh yeah, we like Brian Branch a lot. Absolutely.
He'd be a cool pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, even if we did bring back Sutton,
Uh-huh.
he could be a guy we could put in the slot,
Yeah.
and that could be like almost our base. I know it'd be
That could be your
considered
base.
nickel, but
Yeah.
it'd be kind of interesting.
He's your slot. And
I feel like you're not bringing back both safeties then, right?
No, I don't need to though. Give me 3 safety look.
I want Casey back.
I feel like we too athletic. I need a thumper.
I feel like if we don't bring Casey back, Branch is more in play. If we bring back Casey and Edmonds, don't even think safety.
Yeah, that's more. I was like, that's gonna feel like a lot of the same.
I feel like we bring back Edmonds and Casey though. I'm getting those vibes.
If we bring back Edmonds, then I'm like, yeah, I'm down for it. But if we bring back Edmonds and Casey, it's like, yeah, we don't need it. Because we would have to get it early too. That's the other part.
I made my official predictions today. So you remember yesterday I was saying we bring back Edmonds, Casey, we bring back Sutton. We make the Tremaine Edmonds splash move. Then we were questioning Ogunjobi. I think Ogunjobi's back too.
Shout out to Larry Oden.
I think Ogunjobi's back. I just read a report too.
Shout out to Larry.
Dulac said our top priority is bringing back the guys, the main guys.
Yeah.
So that would mean Ogunjobi's coming back. So the one that maybe looks the most uncertain is the Tremaine Edmonds splash move. I just got that feeling it happens.
Let's see.
I really do. Tomlin with the bloodlines.
You know he loves that.
He's still young. He's 25. Weren't we interested in him when we were drafting?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, a big physical guy in the middle. I can see it happening. Those are my predictions. And then the Bud Dupree pick.
I'm on board for the Bud Dupree. Heavily on board. Heavily.
Oh, and I was looking today. You know how technically free agency is the 15th?
Yeah.
It's actually going to be starting on Monday.
Yeah, with the tampering period.
Because that's when negotiations can start. So we'll be hearing about deals.
Oh, yeah.
Easily on the 13th.
We're going to be active next week, baby. Yeah. The drought was over. It's about to get crazy. We're going to have some real life action going on.
I'm still waiting for William Jackson III and Akello to be cut.
Just keep waiting. Just keep waiting.
You think they're staying?
Just keep waiting. I'm done waiting. I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. They're going to
William Jackson's CB1.
The new league is starting a week, man. All right.
So that's our secondary. William Jackson, CB1.
Hey Siri.
Cam Sutton, we're moving into the slot.
Chill out.
Levi Wallace is CB2.
I'm with it.
William Jackson's back is completely healthy now. Akello's like our CB4.
I still can't believe how that situation played out, bro.
It's unbelievable. We trade for him. Oh, his
insane,
back's good.
Bro.
It seemed like he was heisting Washington the whole time.
Yes.
And then whenever it came time for him to practice and actually potentially play, we put him on IR.
Yeah.
Oh, his back flared up.
Yep.
Damn.
Crazy. Can't make this up, man.
I was looking forward to seeing him too.
That makes 2 of us, man.
AC, hope all has been well. I know it's early, but do y'all expect to go any away games this year? We in H-Town this year. You fellas should come through.
H-Town. Jeez, actually, I had not thought of that, man. No, I have not looked into any of that, though, man. But H-Town. Shout out to the H-Town, baby. Shout out.
Did you go to any away games last year? I just went to the Cleveland one, the Thursday night.
Dang.
The Browns fans were classless.
I don't think I tapped in because I was at all those home games. Yeah, I don't think I went. I think this was the first time where I was able to chill. Yeah, you're right. I didn't go because I was trying to be more family guy. Yeah, I did not go. Had to do the home thing. I made it an emphasis this year. So yes, I did not go. But stay tuned. You never know.
Let's go, UW. Rumors are Sutton wants 10 to 12 a year.
He's earned it. He's definitely earned it.
We might be looking at that Ramsey trade then.
Yeah, because the issue always is this.
If he actually wants 10 to 12, come on, Omar, come on. Get on the lines with LA.
Yeah, he's earned it, man. And he could legit probably get that on the open market. Wow. That's the other part of it. he's
My
earned.
predictions are going to shit.
Well, the thing is this: we don't know if he really wants it or not. But obviously reports are gonna
It's the
come
Let's
out.
Go UW report.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things where when you think of a player like him, man, he wasn't a first rounder. He didn't have to scratch claw and finally get to where he has a chance to really hit it. And this probably is going to be his last time getting a chance to really break that bank. So, yeah, if he does want that, man, I'm in his corner 100%, baby. 100%. But if he did want to take a little less to stay, I would also support that as well.
7 or 8. 3-year deal.
Yeah, you imagine if you could get 12 and somebody told you 7 or 8. How you think you respond to that?
I don't know if he's getting 12. I actually don't think he's getting 12.
I think
10's more realistic.
Yeah, 10.
So yeah, that makes more sense. If you get 10 elsewhere, stay for 8. Stay with the team that drafted you. He said himself he doesn't like moving around too much. 3-year deal.
I mean, like I said, I get it. I get it. From personal experiences, I get it, man.
But if he wants 12,
Yeah.
if he's locked in on 12, as I said, now we got to start thinking Ramsey.
Yeah. Because the other thing is this, like, when you start talking...
I'd rather be paying Ramsey 17.
Yeah, the type of money that you might could get elsewhere, you just got to ask yourself, am I going to see it all? What's that situation going to be like, man? How much am I going to get? What's the longevity? How's it going to age? That's
I think you can
like,
age better
yeah.
here. You might be able to get a second deal here.
Yeah, that's one of them conversations that you start having, like...
Well, I guess this is actually would be his third deal
Yeah,
here.
it'd be a third
So
one.
he could get a
Yeah.
fourth. R. Barley 18. He says, yo, I told you to watch for Coburn 3 weeks ago.
Facts. Nah, man, y'all drop a ton of names. That's the beauty of this thing, baby. I be feeling like we Greg Cosell, man, sometimes, man, with the way that we'll go and look at the prospects. I'm like, bro, yeah, we didn't check off him. We got a ton of prospects locked in here, and we ain't got the machine behind us, telling us who to watch and telling us all the info. Like, we do it our way, the grassroots way, baby. So salute us. Salute you, Deke.
Yeah, I used to be, like you said, way better at knowing like all the college play, even before the draft and the offseason came to be, because I watched way more college football on Saturdays, like back in high school and college, and then also just playing NCAA football all the time.
Yeah.
I used to know all these dudes. No, Moats and Deke, who you pick at 17? Branch or Porter? I go Porter. I do like Branch though too.
I like Branch,
do
but
like
Branch is like a overkill pick right now, whereas Porter, especially if the Sutton 10 to 12 a year is true, then we definitely need JPJ. Yeah. Yes, we would.
We trade for Ramsey. How does that change your priorities with cornerback? We still drafting a dude top 2 rounds?
Because, like, what's the rest, like, that's going on with my situation?
I think we're probably bringing back
Is
Pierre.
Will Jackson, if Will Jackson is coming back, how are we really going to do the Ramsey thing?
You don't think we're cutting him?
I'm waiting for it to happen. You tell me. Yeah. You tell me.
We can't. Come on.
You tell
His
me.
cap hit is $12 million. But this is the numbers we're talking about with Sutton right here on the high end.
What are we doing, man? What are we doing?
I think we're just doing it like last second, maybe.
Okay.
Just making all the news happen in one day.
Well, whenever that happens, then yes, the Ramsey has a lot more legs. But until that happens, I'm gonna go with they're gonna keep this man around. Yeah.
Same with Akella then?
Till otherwise. I do feel like if they had to pick, Akello has a little bit more life.
Yeah, he's cheaper. Yeah. Way cheaper. $4 million bucks.
And we saw him have productivity in stadium for us. Whereas with Will Jackson III, we technically have not got that. We've just paid you.
And I guess the case for Akella would be when we did see him last year, he was injured.
Yeah.
Although, no, not in the New England Patriots game. Not in the Patriots
Eagles
game. Or the Browns game.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's when he was coming off the injury. And then he got injured again, and they just put him on IR.
He got hurt again. All right.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, he got hurt again.
That was tough. New England, he was actually decent in coverage. That's when he got mossed.
Yeah.
I think that was Aguilar in the back corner of the end zone when there was like 30 seconds before half. That can't happen. But the Browns game, he was getting cooked against
Mitch.
Cooper.
Yeah, he sabotaged
You
Mitch.
think that
man.
was? Nah, you think that was
that's
happening?
what it was. But he sacrificed himself for Mitch. That's what definitely happened. He was like, oh no, he sacrificed himself for Kenny. He was
Yeah,
like,
we literally just win that game if Gunner catches a punt and Akello, he doesn't even have to pick that ball. Just break it
down.
up.
Just knock it down. We ain't asked for much.
It hit him in the chest and somehow it like went up and Aguilar caught it. I don't even know how it was physically possible.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. I remember how I felt, though. I'll tell you that. I don't know how it was possible, but I definitely know how I felt. And it didn't feel good.
Sean McCartney, Moats should be a scout for the Steelers.
Oh, man. I appreciate you. I don't want to spend that much time, though, bro. They on the road. That's around the clock. I don't know if y'all realize this. I like to work, but I don't like to work, like, hard. So it's like I just do it in spurts. And that's what the beauty of, like, this, you know? We could do this in spurts. It's like, if I want to feel like it's a work day, we could work it. Or if I want to feel like it's a chill day, we could chill. You be a scout, you don't get that luxury, man. You on the road. I got little kids. I got my daughter dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got stuff. Wifey, you know, she need date nights. If I don't go to date night wifey, somebody else will, Deke. Remember that. Just remember that, Deke. They hit you with it don't matter. I'm okay, babe. Uh-huh. Yeah, don't let them tell you it don't matter, Deke. Don't let them tell you it don't matter. You better be there for the date nights. Yeah.
Jay, watched Emmanuel Forbes tape. Dude is legit. Yeah, he's not bad.
Oh no,
I watched some of him
with
today.
The frame,
actually.
yeah, super long frame, man. But no, I love his ball skills, love his physicality, anticipation. Like, he nice. He just thin.
Some of his picks, it was like whenever we brought Minka over, it's like the
Everything.
balls are hitting off the
Everything.
dude's helmet and then just
Yes.
going right to Forbes' chest. Like he's taking him back to the house.
But part of that is also because of him playing hard and being in position. That's the other part. Like, because
Yeah, there is something
batted
too,
balls,
having a
tip
nose for the
balls,
ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we don't look at Minka now and act surprised when the ball bounces up in the air and he just happens to be there. We know how many times have we seen him have near misses where if this would have been tipped, it was going to be picked. If he would have missed this right here, it would have been a pick. With the manual, man, you get some of that too. It's just, he just super thin, man. That $166 got people a little nervous about him.
Q. If the Steelers don't cut Akello and William Jackson, I might just have to revolt against General Khan.
Yeah, that's going to be a little interesting, man.
Yeah, it's tough. I've already
Yeah.
put Omar in a Hall of Fame jacket.
You did. If he keeps those two, does that change how you feel in the interim?
Let's see what other moves he makes this offseason, but it wouldn't be off to a good start.
Fair enough.
John Easton, can we bring back Gravedigger? Come to Vegas.
Man. Well,
Wait,
first off, no,
what-
come to Vegas in terms of the
what
Steelers playing in Vegas. They play in Vegas. That actually is a game that I have been considering because, you know.
I think I'm going. I'm gonna try to go to that.
Vegas, one of the ones I've been definitely looking at, man. You know, obviously, wifey got fam out there on the West Coast. That's the close game. They all love to go to Vegas anyway, so that's potentially one that is looking. It's got some eyes on that one. But yeah, you know, I love, man, Javon Hargrave to come back, man. Big fan. That's my dude right there. Love him as a person, man. He's just a good player, man. Does it the right way, man. Small school cat, man. So yeah, he gonna cost though. He definitely gonna cost.
Justin Gordon. Hypothetically, if the Steelers were to go full Mike Ditka and use all 7 picks to only get 3 players, who should they be? Well, wait. You can't just take the top 3 players because when he did that, he got Ricky Williams. But then who else was in that draft?
Yeah.
Let me look. I'm actually this could be intriguing. Like if we had to say, if you could take anyone you wanted in the first round, but then you had to take like someone projected in the 4th and someone projected in the 7th. Like who would it be? We already talked about the number 1 overall. Yeah. Carter, Skoronski.
All right. Because that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, I would go Skoronski in the first.
It wouldn't be. You wouldn't even have to trade all 7 picks.
Yeah.
This isn't Ricky Williams.
Right.
That was a whole different era too with the running backs.
Oh yeah.
For us to get to 1, yeah, what would it take for us to get to 1?
Probably 3 picks. 17, 32, and 49.
Let me see. Let me see what the trade was. Ricky Williams' trade was between the Saints, Washington. What? Oh, yeah. Okay, Saints and Washington. Saints moved up in the draft. To do so, his team traded every pick it had in the draft, plus 2 of his first 3 picks of the 2000 draft for the 5th overall pick. It's saying they only have 1 pick. They traded all the picks in 99. And then the 1st and then the 3rd.
Yo. That's a lot. That is a lot.
So I don't know where he's getting to get only 3 players. Maybe he's saying that's what it would take now to trade? Like we were
gotcha.
just saying,
Yeah.
what would it take to get the first?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'd still have like 2 or 3 picks left.
I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Would it still be Jalen Carter as the number 1 pick? I'd probably stick with it. Carter or Skoronski. If you had any choice, I wouldn't. It wouldn't be worth the trade to one.
I would not do that though. Yeah,
It wouldn't be worth it if we're
Yeah.
losing like some of those mid picks that we have.
I'm good. I don't love none of them players like that.
Some even thinking Christian Gonzalez,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
someone I'd consider. But if he's going 10 or later top 10,
I don't have to give up all that.
you don't have to give up
Yeah.
anything crazy.
Because for us to go
I'd
from
rather have the
17 to
depth. I
10,
feel like this
yeah.
draft has good depth for us. And
Yeah.
it's fortunate that we have all those picks in the top 50 and the top 80.
Yeah. So you could easily go from 17 to 10 though, man.
Okay. Sean McCartney. Make some. What is this? Make some of them steaks or wings for draft dinner interviews. Help out Andy Weidel and avoid another Rager over DK and Jefferson mistake.
So he want me to go out there and when I get the cooking, you know what I'm saying? When he want me to go ahead and do that for them on draft night and then make sure that we don't have any mistakes picking the wrong players.
I feel like we got a good combination though with having Weidel because maybe they missed on some receivers over with the Eagles and drafting them. Although they got Devonta Smith recently, but the Rager pick bad. That was a bad pick.
They hid in the trenches though.
That's what I was gonna say. We got some trenches expertise from him, and we always hit on receivers, so we don't need his advice.
I would agree.
Big Noriega. We should draft 2 CBs. Joey Porter Jr. and Julius Brents. I think they got Brents in like the 3rd-ish round. I'm not opposed to 2 guys.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed. Even with Sutton. Because we could try to get the heir apparent for Wallace. And then if we still have Sutton around, you can start moving him in the slot and then maybe have JPJ on the other side. And if you draft that second corner, you got like a Forbes or a Brents, whoever it is. Cam Sutton in the slot.
There's a ton of flexibility with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's tap into these actually,
last one real quick. I'll read it.
Okay.
Jared Kraft. Everything is saying we have no cap space. We got to drop or restructure, right? I believe you're right.
Yes.
Might as well drop Akello and Jackson third.
Those are the 2 that everything was pointing
Mitch was
to.
thrown in the mix too early on, but now it seems like he's staying.
Well, from Kevin Colbert and Mr. Rooney, it seems like that. We still haven't heard Mitch Trubisky say anything different.
Well, he would clear cap space then.
Those
I think Akello, William Jackson, and then Mitch. That's $24 million in cap space right there. Mitch is 8, Jackson's like 12, Akello's I think 4.
Mm-hmm.
So right there,
but we haven't made any of those. Like, I'm trying to think. Malik he was unrestricted. Trying to think who else. Miles Jack was another name that they floated around in terms of would he be a cap casualty.
No, we want him around.
Right. Yeah.
That's 24, and then with restructures, I mean, we could create up to, I think it was like 40 or 50 million.
Yeah.
But maybe we don't need to get up to that point. Maybe we just restructure 1 or 2. And you get up to like 30, 35.
Yeah.
Then we could do some cooking.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, Deke, I don't know if you're ready for this, Deke, but it's mock draft time, baby.
I'm ready.
It's
these
fan
are
mock
some good
draft
ones.
time. If y'all ready for them fan mock drafts, man, hit that like button one time for the culture. Por favor, pretty please. All right. And now, let's get it going, baby. All right, so it's fan mock draft time, and the 3 that we chose today. To start it out, we will talk about the homie, Jacob Toman. Was the first mock that we're going to react to.
Who's he got?
Now, Jacob in the first went with Broderick Jones at 17. At 32, Deontay Banks, corner out of Maryland. At 49, Andre Carter II, the edge rusher out of Army. 3rd round, Nathaniel Dell. Love that.
Tank, though.
Love that. Oh, yeah, Tank. Put some respect on his name. Put some respect on it, D. Put some respect on a Tank name, man. Then after that, 120th overall, 4th round, Ivan Pace Jr. We like his game. Clayton Tune was in the 7th. The guy who was on the delivering end to Tank. And then after that, man, Trey Dean, the 3rd safety in the 7th round, man. So, For me, man, when you talk Tank Dell, excuse me for that one, or Nathaniel Dell, however you want to phrase it.
Holy hell. Do you have the grades up on here whenever it shows up on YouTube?
Nah.
You don't? Okay, wow.
Because it gets outlandish. And
Wow.
that's why. Yeah. That's why. 'Cause it's
PFF
gonna
was
make you feel a
very
certain
partial
way.
to this. They really enjoyed this draft.
Right. But see, as soon as you see the grades, would it make you think like, man, this got to be a dope
I
one?
think this is a good draft.
I think it is as well. But that's why I didn't want to include them up there, because I don't want people to feel biased. It's like, yo, just you look at it and you use your real feelings on this thing. Don't let anything persuade you one way or the other. But in terms of the players, man, we're familiar with Broderick Jones, man. We talked about him. Super athletic, left tackle, very, very good. To me, he was probably the third listed guy when you talk Paris Johnson, Peter Skoronski, and then obviously Anton Harrison. But Broderick is definitely one of those guys. I like him. Don't know if I want him at 17, but I like that a lot. Deonte Banks, man, he tested extremely well at the combine, but his tape was hot. Outside of a couple of bad matchups versus the elite guys over at Ohio State, I thought that Deontay was just as good as any of these other corners that we've been looking at. So I definitely like that. Andre Carter, we talked about him just a little while ago. Super long, athletic, rushes the passer extremely well, productive as heck. Big question is, can he translate? Because he was playing at Army, where they weren't facing the best of competition. When you talk Nathaniel Dell / Tank Dell, super speedy receiver, man. They played him outside, but to me, he's going to translate to the slot. Elite level quicks and change of direction, though. Confident in terms of his hand catching ability, and he generates a ton of separation, and I love his yard after catch ability. He's one of those guys, if he catches it in space, man, it's going to be a track meet. Also a punt returner. Very gifted there, man. Natural ability in terms of just going through the trash, stuff like that. Knock on him, small frame. Question is, can he consistently beat press coverage? If he can consistently beat the press coverage, then you might could play him outside as a number 2 receiver potentially. If he can't beat that type of stuff, you're going to have to keep him in that slot. You're going to have to move him around and protect him a little bit. But I definitely like Tank's game a lot. When we talk Ivan Pace, man, super productive LB out of Cincinnati. He was one of those guys, man, little undersized for the position, but plays so hard and so physical. Rangy. The big question is he going to be athletic enough, and is he going to be able to have his body hold up, at the NFL level because of his violent style of play? Clayton Tune, man, I liked his game. We talked about him before as well. Good anticipation skills, footwork, nice arm strength and stuff like that. But once again, the question is, can you consistently make NFL caliber throws, throwing guys open? Like his athletic ability, though, he can run. But that, to me, is the big question, whether you're talking Clayton or some of these other quarterbacks that have been mocked in the later portion of the draft. But after that, Trey Dean. Yeah, Trey, man, athletic, versatile. Yeah. I'm trying to think. We talked Trey a couple of times, haven't we now?
Yeah, I think he's been in one or two of these
we
mocks.
talked about him because he could play the slot in terms of the nickel corner. Could go out there and play just a regular traditional safety spot. Liked his instincts, fundamentally sound in terms of his tackling. The big thing was just he's a thin frame dude. That's what I do remember about Trey. Very thin and just another part with him was
I think he's a big hitter.
Yeah, he hits, but did he run at the combine? What was his
It wasn't good. It was like 4.7.
Because that was the thing that I had in my notes about him was how fast is he? So you said he was 4.7. That makes sense why I had it in there then. All right. Because I definitely put how fast, because at times he makes plays, but at times he is maxing out to get to the football. And you're like, bro, you shouldn't be running that hard in space versus that type of guy. So that does correlate then. All right. But yeah, man, those are my thoughts on Jacob's draft. How'd you feel about it, man?
I really like it. Question on Andre Carter. I like him as the third edge rusher.
You don't like it at
It's
49.
round 2. Is that high? PFF has him ranked as number 24 on their big board.
Yeah, I didn't like it at 49.
Third round might be all right.
Yeah.
Everything else, I think it hits. I mean, Broderick Jones, you got your left tackle right there. Deonte Banks, cornerback early. I like him. Tank Dell, I didn't really know much about him. Then I watched his game.
I wasn't familiar with your game, but now I'm familiar with you. My apologies.
Dude, he's legit. He's legit.
He like that.
I don't care about the small frame. Now, is it exactly what we should be looking for right now? Should we be trying to compliment and get another big receiver?
I thought of it like this.
I don't know.
If you believe Calvin Austin can do what he's supposed to do, you don't need Tank Dell. If you have any questions about Calvin Austin being able to do that type of stuff, Tank's your guy. Because Tank is definitely competition, but Tank, to me,
can we have all 4 guys on there? I think we could get away with all 4 guys.
There's nothing against it neither.
Because Calvin Austin has more of the straight line speed.
Yeah, it's nothing against it. I would need to go back and watch Calvin Austin receiving tape to see if I like him more coming out than Tank. Because, yeah.
They have Tank listed as 5'8" or almost 5'9". He actually looks taller out there.
Mm-hmm. But he plays fast, though, bro. He plays so fast.
Well,
I like his
what's
game,
good
man.
for me is, I think a lot of people have him mocked in these mid-round ranges. He didn't run that good of a 40.
Serious.
So I'm pumped about that. Because you're right. I know what I'm seeing out there.
Bro.
He's cooking dudes.
He's
absolutely cooking dudes. He looks,
bro.
honestly, he looks like Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
He truly does with his wiggle and how he can juke guys and stuff and get the separation. But I feel I don't want to say he's got more dog. Like, there's something about his game, though. Like, I actually feel like you could throw one across the middle and he could take a hit.
Yeah. Like, I like him, bro. I definitely like him, man.
Yeah, I feel like he's a Steeler pick in one of these mid-rounds for a receiver.
I definitely
I just got that feeling from watching his game.
I watched him, I'm with you. I'm like, yo, can he get here? How do we get him here? But I definitely like him. But shout out to you, Jacob. All right, next up, we had Cohen Roberts. First round, he went with Broderick Jones. Second, 32nd overall, Emmanuel Forbes out of Mississippi State. Number 49 overall, I like this one a lot. Steve Avila, the guard out of TCU. Left guard also, Deke. All right, then after that, Nathaniel, a.k.a. Tank Dell, once again. Then in the 4th round, Moro Ajomo. Shout out to him. I like his tape. Aubrey Miller Jr. in the 7th round. Give me a productive inside linebacker one time. And then last pick, Max Duggan, quarterback out of TCU. So, just talked, obviously, Broderick. We've been talking Emmanuel throughout the show, but definitely like Emmanuel, man. Like I said, the big question is just the super small frame. Can I get a little meat on your bones, please? Because I need that when we talk about you tackling, for some of these NFL dudes, man. But Steve Avila, I liked him a lot, man. Obviously, to me, he's a true guard. A little bit shorter, squatty build. Excellent pass blocker, though. You watch him in pass pro, man. Footwork consistent, always has a natural base, always has his feet moving. You watch his hands, always inside hands. They are active. He will put them and then he will replace them. If the D lineman gets a hold or swats him down, he doesn't mind reshooting them. And when he does and he gets you, it is a wrap. I like this dude. Pulls extremely well. They mainly pulled him to the right because he was the left guard, but the majority of the time when you watch him pull, man, he did a good job of staying inside out and just looking like an athlete in space, man. Sometimes you get a guard pulling around in space, and, man, you can make them dudes look silly. Steve did a good job of just ultimately making those defenders have one way to go, and when he did get his hands on them, he's not stopping. The big question that I had with him was, number one, playing in the Big 12, it was heavy pass block. In the pro-style system, are you going – like, what's your run blocking going to look like on a play-in and play-out basis? That was one of the things that, I had a little bit of concern with. And then the other part was just, I don't know. Like, I like his strength once he gets on you. Like, once he gets his hands on you. But I don't know, like, is he just a naturally strong? Like, if I'm going to punch you one time, I'm going to be able to knock you off. I don't always see that with him, but what I do see is when he touches dudes and he gets his hands on them, they don't move anywhere. So it's just like, I want to know a little bit more about that. But other than that, though, I like his game a ton, man. Obviously, just talk Tank Dell. Moro Ajomo. This one of them dudes, man, super duper strong, interior, compact D lineman, man. Very, very stout and productive versus the run. He's one of them dudes, man. You try to run away from him, he can run you down from the backside. You try to run at him, he is violent versus single blocks, and he's still going to be effective versus the double team. He plays with good effort too, man. You talk about big men running to the ball. He is one of those guys, man. He will run to the ball and he's going to try to get something in there at the end of it. And I definitely like that. At this stage, definitely more of a run stopper than pass rusher. I don't think he's a liability on pass downs, but that's just not necessarily his bread and butter. But in terms of his rush, he'll bull rush you. He'll lean on it a little bit, stuff like that. Push the pocket just enough. I think he can play in the 5 technique though, and I think you can bump him out to play as a DN. In some of the base stuff versus the run. You don't want him out there on pass plays, but versus the run, he could definitely hold up out there, and he's a smart player too, man. You watch, he's one of those guys. He does a ton of the communication for the pre-snap D-line movements. Whenever they were moving, he's typically the guy you see on camera pointing. I like that. That lets me know he's the leader of that. And then also, he was very smart in terms of his rush integrity. Think about when we talk about playing Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, some of these running quarterbacks. You get 3-4 guys on one side of the ball, that quarterback takes off, or the D lineman, both are outside, steps up. He was the one constantly on tape where he might have gotten blocked, but he was always going to be the guy filling back around late to make sure that quarterback either couldn't step up the run or couldn't find another throwing lane. I definitely like that about him a ton, man. Aubrey Miller, bro, physical. He's going to get it, though. Did some research on him, man. He was one of those dudes, initially was at Missouri. 4-star prospect coming out, man. High pedigree guy, ended up transferring to Jackson State. But super productive, man. The tape is hot. He was more the blitzer in terms of the 2 linebackers that they used. He would blitz, but he beats any running back. He was cooking all the tight ends down there. Very heavy-handed dude, strong, explosive. Went back and watched his Senior Bowl practices as well. Was impressive there, man. Showed really good athletic ability in space in terms of some of the man-to-man coverage on tight ends. Yeah, and like I said, man, any other one-on-one pass rush stuff, he was filleting dudes, man. So it was good to see that. Like I said, the big question that I have with Aubrey is just simply going to be at the NFL level. Can you replicate that? Because you're not going to always have this big talent gap that I felt like he benefited from at times. You watch him, he moved differently than them other dudes out there at Jackson State. He moved differently than the dudes that he was playing in the SWAC. At the NFL level, we all move like that. At the NFL level, we all can do that type of stuff. So it's going to be, can you now, when you no longer have this like positive trait, what are your fundamentals and everything else going to look like that's going to offset that? So that's my question with Aubrey. And then with Max, man, we talked about Max, man. Athletic, he can run. He could definitely run, man. Has a lively arm. Is not the most accurate, though. It is live. That thing, it could jugs machine you on once in a while, but yeah, you just never know the consistency of that. But and part of that I do feel like is because of his footwork. I think he gets a little arrogant with his arm, and that kind of hurts him more than it helps him. But Max was cool, man. In terms of a late round dude, but that was kind of like my long-winded thoughts on that group. It's kind of decent though. I like the trenches. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, can we just combine the first 2 picks from the last one to this one? Because I like Deontay Banks over Forbes at 2. Both have Broderick Jones. I'll take Steve Avila on this one.
I will. Absolutely.
You're right. Whenever I watch some of them today, fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
Just a staple that you could have on your offensive line for like 7-8 years, I feel like.
Bro, he was locking up dudes. Like, you watch the tape, it's dudes like, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Like, yeah, that's what he got, man.
Tank Dell, like that pick as well.
Mm-hmm.
Got a depth defensive lineman here. Hopefully we're taking care of Ogunjobi in free agency then.
Yeah.
Aubrey Miller Jr., what's he, competition for Mark Robinson?
Mm-hmm.
Max Duke, yeah, we'll probably be looking at quarterback somewhere, either really late in the draft or undrafted free agent as the third guy behind Mitch if Mitch does come back. Man, I like this one. I like both drafts. There's just one little piece that I feel like's missing on both.
Like, it's weird the Nathaniel Dell pick is becoming like, I think he's definitely growing on us, and we ain't even had we just got introduced and we like, I like this kid though. I like this kid.
Yeah, that's a Steeler receiver.
Yeah,
right there.
like that. I like him a lot, man. But Steve Avila though, man. Yeah, I like that one right there. That was clean right there.
Yeah, I want to combine.
Yeah.
I want to combine the actually basically I like the 3 of the top 4 here. I just want to swap Deontay Banks from the last one and put him into this one. I'd really like this draft.
Yeah, because Banks, I do like Banks over Forbes because of the size. Knowing that he tested how he tested, it kind of, like I said, washed away a little bit of the concerns I had about the speed part. But yeah, man, I like that. All right. Time for the last one. And this is from Andreas May. So Andreas went Brian Bresee, first round at 17. Deontay Banks in the second. Siaki Ika. You know how we feel about the big dog. And the 49th overall pick. Then at 80, he went with Noah Sewell. Shout out to the LB out of Oregon. Fourth round, Nathaniel, a.k.a. Tank Dell. Did all three of y'all pick the same dude? Just a pick apart? Third and fourth round, I feel
They
like.
still got better value on him, though.
Yeah, fourth round. He's even better. They got my guy. Seventh round, Stetson Bennett, 236. And then after that, we spun the block 243 and got a little hell to pit. Brandon Hill? Yo, okay, let's keep it a buck. I like this one. Brian Brissy, we talked about him earlier today, man. Very, very athletic, very, very talented player. Wasn't the most productive, but you can see a ton of upside with him. Really, really good player, though, man. Definitely like him. Like I said, almost like a little lesser version of a Jalen Carter. That's kind of who he reminds us of. Deontay Banks, we just talked about him. Definitely like that pick. Second round, like Deontay. Siaki Ika, massive people eater. To me, the best nose tackle. Not going to give you much on pass rush, but I don't need him for pass rush. You watch him versus the run, he is a man playing against boys. That's what I want from my nose tackle. We heard somebody bring up Big Snack earlier. Siaki Ika could be that type of guy for us, potentially. We talk Noah Sewell. Man, I like Noah. Noah's a dope player, man. Very, very smart. Love his instincts, man. Natural nose for the ball. And we talked about how he has that smooth ability to just, when you're talking about run plays, man, he weaving through that traffic, staying in the shuffle. The question for me with him was just, playing in space at the NFL level. How fast is he going to be, man? Because he's not overly explosive. But when you talk about fundamentally sound effort, quickness, all that type of stuff, he has that, and he has pass rush ability. I definitely like him when he blitzes. We talked plenty of times about Nathaniel Dell / Tank Stetson Bennett. He was cooking at the combine too. Those are beautiful ball, man. In terms of Stetson, man, he can make all the throws you need him to make. Has all the footwork and stuff like that. Big question with him is, he was throwing to a very, very talented set of he's had a very talented set of receivers, since he's taken over at Georgia. But
he's
more importantly,
too.
He's shorter. Yes, that was about to get. Think of poor man's Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Like, that's the vibe you get.
Yeah, it's a good comparison.
Poor man's Drew Brees. That's why I like it. I don't need you to be Drew if I need just my backup. But he's smart as heck. He's a leader. Championship guy. Has handled adversity. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I like him a lot, man. Especially at that stage. And then Brandon Hill, he will punch you in the mouth. That's big flexer right there, man. He gonna hit you and he gonna flex on you, man. Love his game though, man. Super physical. Strong safety, box safety type dude, man, but plays the game with great passion. He can cover as well, man. I do feel like he does make some good plays on the ball, but to me, he is that physical tone setter. That's the guy. If you talking about, man, we playing a run team, I'm looking at Brandon Hill. So that's my energy with those guys, man. How'd you feel though, man?
Don't really like the Sewell pick.
Okay.
Not the biggest fan of the C pick either. Mm-hmm. I'd rather him at 32.
Yeah.
I like Deontay Banks at 32. I like Ika, second pick in the second round. Tank Dell, great value there in round 4. I could live with it if he took Brissy round 1 and then took something else in round 3 instead of Sewell. But that Sewell pick, I'm just not a big fan of. I'm with you from what I watched. I feel like he's got a good feel for the game. I just don't know if the upside's there with him. I don't know what else was available. Like, I'd rather go Overshown if he's there in round 3. If you're thinking linebacker.
DeMarvian, I like him a lot, man. Super rangy. He can get it. He gets after it, bro. Good player. Really good player.
Yeah, there's a couple other linebackers I'd maybe prefer in round 3 over Sewell. Like the idea, though. Yeah. Get the trenches right, at least on the defensive end. I'm assuming we're just rolling with the O-line we got based off this draft.
Yeah, because he did not touch any offensive lineman.
I'm not
or free
greatly
agency.
opposed
Maybe he
to
went
that.
free agency. Could have went free agency.
Yeah, but the position we're thinking in terms of upgrading the O-line. It's left tackle, and who are we getting in free agency?
You still want Taylor?
No, unless TJ gives it the thumbs up. He's the only guy you could think of, though, in free agency right now. Who Orlando Brown, I guess. Spend a little there.
That's going to cost. Would you bump Matt to left?
Who?
Would you bump Filer to left?
Filer. We don't have Filer.
I said if we got Matt Filer, would you bump him to left?
I thought you were combining Brown with Filer.
Nah,
We got a little package deal.
if we got Matt Filer, would you bump him to left? In terms of like,
he's never done that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in terms of like,
He was good at
options,
right tackle.
Right, he could play right. He could play left guard. He could play right guard.
That would be moving Chooks back to left. I don't want to do
Yeah.
that at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
Because I think Chooks is he's
Even though
proven
you
himself.
would
He's
have
good.
him super cheap for a left tackle though.
Who?
Chooks.
He wasn't doing too well at left tackle from what I remember.
True. That was why the whole competition. That's what it was supposed to be. But
Banner got injured as
Yeah.
well.
But what I'm saying is, if we bumped him to left tackle and he actually is doing good at it, you got him on a right tackle's contract.
Right.
So that part helps.
I think we are going to have to get like a left tackle maybe in this draft.
Okay.
I still want Jordan Addison. I don't know how it's all going to fit, but figure it out.
That's what she said too. It's all good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if my next mock draft will have Addison in it, though, if I'm being honest.
Can I get Bajan?
No.
I got Bajan.
Hell no.
Yo, that video took me out, bro.
I might need to trade him. And this is even before the Bills pick him up in the draft. Najee's good, man. I think I might have underestimated him.
I think you might have.
I should have taken someone else. That might have been a bad pick. He has some good moments, though, this year.
Yeah.
He's not... He just hasn't been that steady carrier that I thought. I was going to give him a lot more reps. I thought we were going to have more of a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm trying to sling it too much with Kenny. Maybe that's
Could be,
it, too. We'll see. I think I like that draft the least.
All right, so I was gonna say, man, final go around then. So Andreas May, we see his mock. We got Cohen Roberts. He went with the Broderick Jones, Emmanuel Forbes.
That is nice. I probably like the one.
So this is the Cohen Roberts one. Broderick Jones, Emmanuel Forbes in the second, Steve Avila in the second, Nathaniel Dell in the third, Moro Ajomo in the fourth, Aubrey Miller Jr., Max Dugan in the seventh. And then the final one, Jacob Tolman.
I think I'm good with the one with Andre Carter and Deontay
Yeah,
Banks.
that's Jacob.
I think
Jacob
that's my
Tolman.
pick. 'Cause
I was like, I like
is
that one, bro.
Is Avila beating out Dotson? Guaranteed right now? I think I could live with Dotson.
Yeah, that's my thing. I was like, I could live with Dotson for that. I think Avila's the better pass rusher. I mean, the better pass blocker. But
I don't like Carter where he got drafted, though, either. But I'd say this is the best of the bunch.
I like this one. Yeah, shout out to Jacob. I like his, but I
'Cause
don't.
I like Banks over Forbes.
I like the fact you got me a quarterback late in this draft, Clayton Tune. I like that. You're pairing my quarterback with my receiver, too. We tried to do it with Kenny and Jordan. We couldn't do it with them, so we did Tank and Tune. That works. So I got my quarterback receiver combo. I got me a rusher in terms of Andre Carter, and because he played at Army, I feel like he's a great character guy, and he's gonna play with great
Has
effort.
to be.
Has to be played at Army. Has to be. I don't know anything about
Can
him,
he,
but he
can he
has
even
to be.
play, though? What's the deal with these Army guys?
No,
Don't they have to do
They
service?
did a waiver for him. He got a waiver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did. They put that out there. Yep.
When did that start? Because usually they had
did
to
it- it
wait
was-
out
they
a
did it
couple
during
years.
the season. It was literally during the season. I forgot. Was it Biden? It might have. It was somebody. They put like a legit like clause where it was like, for now on, like if such and such player like you could do it. Yeah,
Oh,
it happened
okay.
like during the season though. Mhm.
Oh, gosh. Yes, this is
Yeah, this
a-
is like
a brand new thing.
Yeah, this is brand
Okay.
new. Yep. So I definitely like him. Ivan Pace, I like him a lot too. Like that could be intriguing, man. You talk
I
about
think
him
I like
coming
that
in
pick.
there, like I like that. And then Trey Dean, man, turns taking a flyer on him, man. I don't think that hurts anything. We obviously still have Trey Norwood here, so that would be a little bit interesting to just see the competition part there. But I'm not opposed to that though, man. I like, I'm with Jacob, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to all y'all though, man. Jacob, Tolman, Cohen, Roberts, and Andreas May for sending in those fan mocks, man. We appreciate that. And everybody else that has sent them in or continues to send them in, keep doing so because we're going to keep talking mocks, all right? 2 ways you can send them in: moatswinners@gmail.com or arthurmoats.com, all right? Best way to do it, though, is hit that PFF mock draft simulator up, though, all right? Because I know some of y'all still be asking questions. How do you get that done? That's how you do it.
So last couple super chats here. Tyler Quatra says send pick number 80 to Tampa for Devin White. Thoughts?
Isn't he about to get paid?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pay him.
It's the Patrick Queen situation.
You got to pay him. Because I like him as a player, without a doubt.
He'd probably get more than Edmonds.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's worth it.
I don't want to pay it. I don't want to pay right
now.
now.
Pick 80 is not a bad pick to send.
If I didn't have to pay with it. If I was just sending the pick and I just getting him, I'm down for that. I don't want to have to do the contract with it.
I agree.
In fact, you might could talk me into Patrick Queen with this instead of Devin White, because Queen, I think, deal is going to be cheaper than Devin White's.
Queen's going to be probably Tremaine Edmonds' range.
Yeah.
Double digits low end.
Yeah. But yeah, I personally don't want to.
I don't think
that.
Ravens are just taking a 3rd round pick for Queen,
especially if it's from us. Yeah.
I think we'd have to give up more.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking too. If we're going inside linebacker, I don't really want to do trade because we're going to have to give up something and then sign one of these guys because that's why they're available. They're looking for a contract extension.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for franchise inside, I might just bring in Tremaine Edmonds, give him his deal, or do the stopgap approach with some of these veteran linebackers.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'm with you.
R. Barley 18. Sorry, guys. I'm at work and behind. Service in and out.
All good.
I do physical labor and sneak earbuds for the show.
Salute
My
you,
issue
man.
is Noah don't know ball at all.
Fair.
He gets his player vows from Madden ratings and fantasy.
Now, I don't judge people's football takes like that. All right? Because to me, there is not going to be a lot of people that I ever feel like could talk ball on that type of level. So when you take that out of the equation, he actually is a pretty cool person, man. You just got to take that off. And then other than that, everything else good, man. Yeah.
It's always unfortunate when someone doesn't know ball.
Yeah.
It always is.
All right, man. I just let it live.
That's why you guys
man.
listen to me.
I just let it live, bro. Yeah. You and PFF.
I'll tell you how it is.
Yeah. You and PFF are the experts, man. I'm with it.
I'm up there. I'm definitely better than PFF.
No, I like you better than PFF. That for a fact.
I take myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who am I going up against? Am I going up against media conglomerates? Or am I going up against individual people?
You're going up against
PFF. Listen, I believe in myself. What do players say whenever they ask, like, are you the top quarterback in this draft class?
It's that simple.
I feel like I'm the top evaluator out here.
Let's go.
I believe in myself. What else you want me to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when people don't know ball.
Let's go.
Yeah. Deke knows ball. Take that to the bank. Ethan Bull. Luan has dropped weight. Reports he might retire. Yeah, I can see it.
Man, he got a ton of money, got a ton of NFL respect in terms of what he's done in terms of his play. Yeah, and he's been banged up, so if that is the case that he does want to hang it up.
He's using some of this offseason talk for just media coverage.
Yeah, probably like,
I could
get a little head start on the next thing.
I could see it.
Yeah. Ain't nothing against it. Joe Thomas, man, shout out to Joe, man. Super happy with my dog Joe, man. He didn't change his whole body type, man. Yeah.
Sean McCartney, how do you feel about giving Boykin reps at receiver?
Well, Boykin was getting reps last year. He was more of the blocking receiver, but he got reps. I'm not against it. It's just, how do you justify putting him on the field and taking off a George Pickens or taking off a Deontay Johnson when it's a passing situation? I think that's just the question that we would have to ask. The more he's out there, all right, does that take away from Pat Freiermuth potentially? Who are we taking off to get him more reps? He's a good player, but do you want him taking reps away from those other guys that we just mentioned? And I think that's kind of the dilemma with Miles.
Yeah, I liked him when we saw him. We got some good catches from him in preseason.
Yeah.
Dependable. Good special teams guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he fits in the receiver room going forward, but yeah, we'll see what I wouldn't mind bringing him back, but he's not a dude I'm head over heels for.
Yeah.
For the future.
Yeah.
He's a guy just to have for depth.
And I wouldn't want, if Calvin Austin's healthy and we think he can go, I don't want Calvin getting reps taken away because we want more Miles Boykin sets.
Yeah, we're forgetting about two kind of in this whole receiver
Anthony
talk.
Miller?
Well, yeah, you could say him,
one.
but Sean McCartney also brings up Steven Sims.
Yeah, he's another one, yeah, because Steven was definitely productive.
He was good for us last year. Him and Kenny had that connection.
Yeah, Calvin Austin is going to have to beat out Steven Sims. He's going to have to beat out that type of stuff to stay.
Yeah, and Sims was good in special teams for us.
That's not going to be an easy thing, man.
There was a drop or two I wasn't a big fan of with him, but it wasn't Gunner-esque where the other team got it. I know that.
Absolutely. And once again, with both of them dudes we just mentioned, we've actually seen them in NFL stadiums. We don't know what Calvin gonna do when them lights hit, man.
Yeah, Sims had that really nice catch against the Ravens. Really nice catch over the middle.
Absolutely, man.
Well, that is it for, I guess, the Super Chats right now. Or no, we got one more. This is Justin Gordon again.
But wait, there's more.
We still looking for Shea's replacement inside, but we
We are.
haven't seen him anywhere in the league since Shazier and Kuechly were true unicorns at inside linebacker.
Oh, 1,000%. Man, me and TG, Vince, man, we talk about that to this day. Like, you're not going to see it. That was freaky. Teams were searching for that, man. I don't know if you remember Darren Lee, I think that was his name, cat that the Jets tried to draft thinking he was going to be Shea. Like, man, they didn't went through it. We can go down the list of dudes that Shea and Kuechly body types and what they could do, and teams still searching for that, man. Yeah, the news was special though, man. 100%, they were special.
Well, yeah, that's it for the chats. You got anything else?
All right, nah, man, it's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun. I can't wait. It's time to research and watch tape and kick back. You
Sounds
feel
like a
me?
good plan.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Other than that, what you got planned this weekend? Anything cool?
I got that game against the Titans in the franchise.
Okay.
I think it's going to be too cold for golf.
Yeah.
Pitt already lost in the ACC tournament. They're out.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any plans. I think that's my long way of saying I don't think I really have anything on the docket.
All right. Well, there we go then, man.
Sometimes that's a good thing.
Hey, man. Hey. It's a great thing. When the universe gives you some free time, man, you better take it. But with that being said, man, that will be the show for today, man. It was a blast. Hope y'all had a fun time. I know we did. Like I said, keep sending those mock drafts in, and we're going to keep reacting to them and breaking them down for y'all. You already know we back in this thing on Monday. Same time, same place. But either way, you know we appreciate you for tuning in. Y'all stay safe out there on this weekend. And until next time, baby.
Peace.